Oh, so close to me, you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Oh, so close to me, you burn in hell forever, 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 forever. Boulevard.
good evening. How are you? And welcome to the flagship show of the Boulevard Bullies YouTube channel. A show where we talk about wrestling in an organized and concise manner. I am your host, Patrick James Esquire, and I am joined by, right now, boom, officially unmuted for the world to hear, ladies and gentlemen, the flagship Joe of the flagship show, co-host of Here Comes the Lame. Ladies and gentlemen, Jedi Joe.
Check, 1, 2.
Everything seems to be in order, Joe.
Wait a minute.
Okay, hold on. Hold on here.
Oh, shit.
Okay, kick the thing. Hey, you know what? There we go. Just plug the microphone in. Hi guys, welcome to our Blue Yeti microphone tutorial. First thing you want to do is plug it in.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you sound good.
I think you heard me at first, and then I moved it, and then because I have the wire really tight on the arm, I should probably loosen it up. My setup for streaming is so jury rigged and just this wires everywhere, and
Joe,
I'm always adding to it too.
That's why I have the green screen, because behind me is a wall of wires and sheets and sheets of data.
It's a power fuse box.
Yeah. I'm actually, the fuse box is literally right behind me. And I have the computer plugged in. And as you guys learned last week, I'm running this whole entire operation off of a 40-year-old bass amplifier. So that's why we might sound a little slow, a little low. Hey, Joe, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Are you recovering well from last night?
I mean, last night we tied one on. That's for sure. Do I remember how it ended? No, but was it great? I'm sure. For those of you
tried to hang as long as I could.
For those of you who don't,
playing Final Fantasy and whatnot.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Wednesday is the fastest rising, most popular show on the internet, Drunk GM Mode. So if you want to watch me get cross-eyed and try to book some matches.
I think Prince has to do something with his camera setup. He's set up and he's it's this close. And he's got all the hair too, so it takes up even more,
Right, well, that's the problem. He shuts the lights low, and I don't know where the camera ends and the hair begins.
He needs a green screen, but you can't do that when
no, we can't. Only the runner of the show can have the green screen. Everybody else must expose their office space. Hey, I love that shirt, brother.
There, brother.
That looks almost as cheaply made as the new MLB uniforms. Same level.
Yeah. That's funny you say that, because we were looking at this AI generated Ohtani shirt. It was Dodgers, but all black and gold lettering and stuff. And people are like, "When's it on sale? I need the cop. Yo, I need the cop." And I don't think it was real. I think it was Fugazi. But they're getting a lot of heat for their shitty quality.
Dude, I was watching a spring training game of my Mets, and I'm so mad at them. And I went on this very show. I went on a whole.
I wish I had a jersey here. I don't have any MLB stuff yet. All the NFL and NHL stuff looks fine, but I don't have any I would show an example.
Yeah, I was watching the spring training, and the letters on the back of the jersey are the jerseys look fine to the naked eye, to the nude optics. They look fine, but then they turn around and the letters are so bad on these jerseys. They fucked it all up. And I thought that MLB was turning a corner with their jerseys, because NFL does it right with the jerseys, with the gear. And last year MLB, since Nike took over, they have the cityscape jerseys that are dope, right? And now they went backwards, and they have iron-on fucking letters on these jerseys.
It's Fanatics, man. It's fucking Fanatics. They're taking over WWE, all the major sports, WWE, UFC, everything, and they're just trash, dude. They're a trash product. Them and Fitterman fucked up a lot of merch stuff and a lot of autograph stuff, and have really taken away from the experience and the quality of signings and appearance and meeting of wrestlers and sports athletes and just quality of merch and stuff. And they get backlash all the time. Like it's getting there. People are over it. And the biggest story, I guess, was the MLB stuff. Or what was it, a month ago?
Oh, well, and now it's like, I feel like in the past, stuff was like secretly crappily made and expensive. And they're trying to like trick you.
Yeah.
Now they're not even trying to trick you. Like, it's right in your face that, like, we're ripping you off. It's like Madden. It's like the Madden games. Like, nobody cares, right? They sell 1 billion fucking copies every year. There's no motivation to change. Nobody votes with their wallets. People complain on Twitter. It's like shouting into the abyss, and, you know, who the fuck cares?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't wear the only NFL jersey I was going to keep out of all the inventory was a medium Kelsey, like a Vapor Fuse one, like the second from the best, not like the on-field one, but like just under that.
Right.
And then he announced his retirement, and I forgot I had it listed, and then it sold this week. So whatever. But other than that, I don't think I have any jerseys besides Philly stuff. But that was all Philly stuff that when they were on Majestic.
Right. Well, Majestic was the key.
Yeah.
Hey, before I get into you rejoining humanity after your week of
we're not there yet. We're still
well, we're
still in the Final Fantasy.
I want to check in on you, you know, but you brought up Kelsey. Did you watch this retirement speech?
I didn't watch it. I was at the gym and like I walked by and the Pat McAfee show was on. I was going to the hydro bed and I came out and I was like, oh fuck. First thing, you know, end all listings, sell similar, put everything back up so it jumps up in the algorithm on eBay. You know, try to get that post Kelsey retirement sale, and I did.
Right.
But I went in the car and listened to it while I did all the eBaying.
I thought it was so funny. Like, first of all,
it was good. I was like trying to come home, and I'm like, oh, I want to play the game, but I want to listen to this, and you know, I don't want to drive. I just want to sit here and take it all in. Because as soon as I turn my car on, it's like,
yeah.
Like he's just like crying and like there's this grown man crying on the video.
That's why the women love them, because they're in touch with their. These are two brothers who are big burly men in touch with their emotions. Well, no, I mean, if you like big burly men, you go for the Kelsey, the Jason. If you like more of a little bit of a fresher wigger type, you go for the Travis. But both men fully in touch with their emotions. The women love them. And I just thought it was so funny that he's trying to tell the story of Foles and the Philly special at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You probably know what I'm talking. This was like the most memed clip. It's just really funny because, you know, he's retired. He uses adult language, right? So he's like, I'll never forget Nick Foles having the biggest swinging dick on the team and going up to the coach and saying, run this play. And then the coach had the balls. And then he goes,
Doug Peterson.
He goes, he had the ball. He had the biggest. He couldn't even get like, so he's like doing the locker room talk story, but now he's crying during it. So he's like, he had such a big cock. And I'll never forget.
Such a big cock.
The size of his balls. And he's like, and it's just a very weird mix. It's just very
it's
weird.
like trying to meme and be overly emotional at the same time. Like,
just to prove to everybody he's such an everyman, he just wore, you know, like sandals to the thing. You know, he just
I didn't see what. I did. Yeah, I think someone commented like he just looked like he just walked out of bed or something. No fucks. But he'll be around. He's still going to be around. You know.
He already got offered the ESPN. He's in talks with ESPN. I read.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
That's the move, dude. You got to get out of there before your brain's fried.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but no more tush push.
No more tush push. Rest in peace, Tush. He had the biggest balls on the team. So
Philadelphia.
How's Final Fantasy? Tell us all about it. You've been pulling 12-hour shifts across several different platforms worldwide. Everybody, if you're not watching Jedi Joe, sit right there in that chair made famous by this flagship show and watch him play Final Fantasy and yell at himself and yell at the game.
Yell at the chocobos.
Yell at the characters in the game, right?
Yep, the chocobos. Yep,
So
the
how's it
in-game
going?
mechanics.
Is
It's going really well. It's just taking. I thought I'd be done on Tuesday. I'm still only, I don't know, about 3/4 of the way in. I don't think this is gonna get done till like Sunday now.
Wow, and you've been going hard.
For the most part, I think I've put I haven't been doing 12-hour days every day because I still I still cooking like 2-3 meals. I am going, food shopping. I'm still going to the gym. I'm still sitting in the car listening to people retire,
Right. It's just,
I could be rushing around a little more, but like,
that's a big part of the week is sitting in the car listening to people retire.
Yeah, cry. What else? Yeah, and just my normal things around the week, post office runs, shit like that, all these store stuff. But so I don't know. I would try to do like at least 8 actual played hours a day, but maybe like trying to push it to 10 every day. But the thing is, a lot of mini games, a lot of learning curves with the mini games, a lot of exploring because I'm trying to I'm not gonna be able to hundo it, but I'm gonna try and do. They say 100 hours, 100+ hours is a hundo. So
just to see everything the game has to offer.
To do every side quest, to do like every rank of every item. And I'm not doing every rank of every item. I'm just like, okay, this mini game sucks. I'm just gonna get whatever the rank
Gwent.
is to go. Yeah.
We're
What?
playing Gwent.
What is that?
That's the in-game card game in The Witcher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There is an in-game card game called Queen's Blood. It's very fun.
That's dope. I feel like the first remake didn't have that. They had like an expansive city and like side quests, but they didn't have mini games.
No, the mini games. This is mini. They went overkill with the mini.
They
games.
went Yakuza level.
There's like the Fort Condor thing, which is like kind of like a real-time strategy kind of thing, which was in the original game, and they brought it back into this one. And then like tons of other made-up mini games and all the chocobo stuff and tons of exploring. But what takes the most time is like you go to another town, and the town in the original game was like 10 minutes, and now it's 4 hours.
Right.
Because you're not just in the town. You're like, if the town is this big and then you do all the story stuff, you can get out of there probably like in an hour, 2 hours. And then the region is this big. That's the size of my screen.
Right.
And there's all the things that you have to do there. And as the game progresses, it's harder and harder to negotiate the terrain of these regions. So you got to use the chocobo to like jump here and then jump there. Oh, it's just a dead end. Now you got to jump back and jump to the other one and then climb up the wall here and fly across the water there. And it's just like, it's not just walking there like it is like Fallout or Skyrim for the most part.
Right,
Even
right.
though Skyrim, you bunny hop over a mountain, but but that's how the game was designed. Like this game was designed like, there are limitations. Like, why can't this flying bird just jump off this ledge? Like, no, you got to go down here and then come around, depending on its attributes or, abilities or whatever like that. So, but yeah, the story itself is great.
You're
So,
having a blast. Is everything you hoped for and more.
I mean, it's definitely worth $70.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot in there. I'm a little concerned about you though. I feel like
I am
eating
getting
your
a little
food too fast.
I'm getting a little burnt out.
Oh, you're getting burnt out. I was saying that, like, you've been waiting for years now for this game, because when did the first remake came out in 2020, right? So it's been 4 years, 3 years. And, they gave you 125 hours of content.
It was about like 80, 90 in the original, yeah.
And you're going to, for this one, and you're going to finish it in a month.
Well, the thing is, like,
nothing to do for another 5 years.
Well, then it's going to be on PC. You can play it again. They're there, and then also probably DLC as well. But it's just the spoilers, man. If you care a lot about the characters and the story and the fact that you also change a lot of shit too, and this one apparently leaves off in one of the most pivotal moments in the game. So you don't want to. Are they going to change that? I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to see everything through, or you're going to dodge every stream, every YouTube video. Like, I won't be able to go on social media. When people are going to start putting up clips, I'm going to get spoiled immediately.
So it's
like,
almost
this is a game I have followed since 1997. Like, it means a lot to me.
So you're almost. It's not even like you're pounding the hours in.
I'm not blowing through the story. I'm like, I'm trying to get everything, but it does get a little frustrating when it's like the same kind of tropes of like, oh, now I gotta learn another mini game.
Right.
Oh, I gotta do this whole region for 3-4 hours tonight of like all this shit.
Well, because you're trying to outlast outrun the spoilers. You're trying to stay,
outrun the spoilers, but not rush through the content. So it's
Right.
this weird sort of like, how far is this guy? Where's this guy at? You get people that jump into my chat on Twitch that are like, hey, can't say because of spoilers, but good luck. It's a lot of that. And we knew that was going to be the case.
Well, it's like, can't say because of spoilers. I'm literally about to go through this door. Don't tell me good luck before I go. You're already spoiled by saying good luck. It's like, hey, you're about to go into like the new area and it's like, hey, good luck. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Now I know there's going to be something. There's going to be a thing.
No. It's more like they don't want to see anything, but like you can get spoiled by anything, like a certain party member being in your party, a certain weapon, a certain area you're in, progression, or like where you're going in the game, what order they do stuff, because they do change that. So yeah.
Very, very interesting. We have a lot of wrestling to talk about as well. We're getting some questions in the chat. The family's all here. I see Larry Legend. I see Bad Take Bry. I see Prince. I see Urka. Prince, rising star of Wednesday nights. He wants to know in the chat, Joe, do you play any fighting games?
I used to when I was younger. I was big into Marvel vs. Capcom. I actually have a character from Marvel vs. Capcom on my forearm here.
Nice.
If someone can name who that is, I'll send you. I'll send you a gift. I'll give you a name. Massive breasts, massive hairy breasts. If you can name who that is, I'll send you a little gift.
There you go.
Yeah, a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom back in the day, Street Fighter, all that. And then I don't know. As I got older, like I said, I got into like Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Metal Gear. It became more of like story-driven RPGs, JRPGs. Some MMOs.
Nice.
So no, I don't anymore. But I can play them. Like if you want to play a fighting game. Like the only fighting game I've played. Oh, excuse me. The most serious fighting game I've ever taken seriously or devoted time to was Super Smash Brothers.
Nice. Okay.
But even that, I'm not even like the best at. Like I'm good. I'm better than average. But I'm not like these guys that like know all the tech and they're like kipping up and like doing like they like
right.
They like YOLO yeet you out, like they'll jump with you to your death and then like pong you out, launch you out, like it's fucking crazy. But yeah, I would say Smash Brothers, but that's only because of the characters. Like they have Final Fantasy characters in there, they have MGS characters in there,
Right.
So you're following your heart to those other games as well.
Yeah, so Smash Brothers was pretty dope back in the day. I guess I was more of a Street Fighter guy. I definitely played the fuck out of Street Fighter 4 when it first came out. But yeah, I mean, I did play Tekken with Prince once, and was terrible at it. Was horrible. Didn't even remember.
I always enjoyed Tekken. I play as Brian Fury. He was a cyborg. He was supposed to be like a play off of a replicant from Blade Runner.
Brian Fury.
He had gray hair. Brian Fury.
Martial law.
Yeah, martial law.
Yoshimitsu King, of course, the wrestling one.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of wrestling, we got a lot to get to. What happened to Bianca Belair? Somebody called her the N-word on Twitter or something, and everybody's like,
I don't know anything about this.
Everybody's
I
standing with Bianca Belair, or something happened. I think
don't know.
somebody said something mean, something racist to her.
Is it about the show she's on, maybe?
I don't know, but it was really funny because, like,
show fucking sucks.
Your show sucks. Yeah. We stand with Bianca Belair. There are these like, WWE porn like Twitters. You know what I mean? Not like WWE porn, but it's
what?
Like, it's like they'll do a slow-mo, this week, slow motion of Sky Blue getting in the ring. Like there's shit like that out there, And so and that's pretty much considered like pretty, misogynistic and like lowbrow, right? So I see like on Twitter, like Big E's like Bianca Belair is like the best, blah, blah, blah. Like Drew McIntyre even broke his recent like troll character and like put like something about how Bianca Belair is a great person. Then I see like WWE Divas 69. They posted Like their way of standing with Bianca Belair was like showing a clip of how hot she is. You know, they like threw her into the rotation to honor her. So that was very, very funny. So it's like slow motion of her like walking to the ring or something.
So that's what it's about, or it's...
No, it's about, I think, like she was a victim of some kind of racist comments or something.
Oh, I could look it up really quick. What else is going on?
What else happened? Well, obviously we have to talk about AEW Revolution, which is, to hear some say, it's the greatest pay-per-view that ever took place on God's Green.
Yeah, it looks like a racial comment thing.
From who? Just a fan?
It's just so much fucking phishing clickbait. I can't get to these things. They're like, you don't want to support our website? You don't want to support Sports Illustrated?
50 cents.
And, yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah, so we got to talk about AEW Revolution. WWE 2K24 just came out, so there are memes aplenty of that. Of course, you watched the AEW press conference. I did not.
I did,
so
yes,
I
did.
really want to hear about that as well.
What else is going on?
So there's like a million wrestling documentaries. Let's start with the wrestling docs. We'll get to the actual wrestling, but we last night we said that we were going to watch Dark Side of the Ring. You watched it. I went on the Vice website, got distracted by a Dave Chappelle documentary, watched that instead.
That's about right.
Also, Prince fucking confused me because last night Prince is telling me it's about the fucking Shockmaster. It's
fucking greenhorn fucking Prince. He's like, yeah, Shockmaster, bro. It was about Shockmaster. It wasn't about fucking Shockmaster.
No, it was about Earthquake. And,
Typhoon is Shockmaster.
Right. So
who was his tag team partner?
Him being a young memer, a young meme, and me being like a boomer. He's telling me it's Shockmaster. I go to the website, I see season 5, episode 1, Earthquake, and I got confused. So what happened on Dark Side of the Ring season 5, episode 1, Joe? Just
it was a solid episode, not like super duper heartbreaking or like ridiculous. It wasn't like Benoit level or anything, but he was very well liked. And he had a big sumo background, which was cool to learn about, and just about his journey of all the being away from his family and all that kind of stuff. I mean, a lot of wrestlers can deal with that, and just with him being like gimmicked to death. That's basically kind of like what happened to his career. He had a gimmick, the Earthquake gimmick. He was originally, actually, I didn't know this. He was originally, I forgot about this. He was a plant, and they had him in the crowd, and it was an angle between Warrior and fuck me, who's the other guy?
It's okay.
Dino Bravo.
Okay.
Dino Bravo was buff, right? He was pretty
Sure.
big. Yeah, I think it was Dino Bravo, and they were like, "Hey, you in the crowd, get over here!" And it was just Earthquake with like dad bod and like tight tucked in polo, like bright blue polo, and he just walks to the ring. And then I think DiBiase might have been involved in the angle too, or somebody. And I think it was something like a Warrior's gonna get out of this hold, or this move's gonna happen, and then Warrior's gonna test his strength, but then Earthquake just had a house of fire offense and knew how to run the ropes and knew how to do all this shit. So he's like, this guy, and it's like Gorilla on commentary, Gorilla Monsoon. This guy's got a lot more wrestling experience than we thought. Running the ropes, big splash, like all this shit. So that was how he debuted, and then I guess he went to WCW, and they called him Avalanche there, and then they changed his name again. Then he went to a shoot name, and then he went back to the E, and I think they put him under a mask in the E. They didn't have him come back as Earthquake. They had him. He was the dude who was walking around with the stuffed Cartman, if you remember that, with Luna Vachon. Yeah.
Some people don't like these oddities.
Oddities, that's what it was. Yeah.
Led by, I think, was Cyrus? No, Cyrus. You led the militant group.
I just said Luna Vachon. I'm wrong. It's what's her nuts? With Gold Dust.
Oh, fucking Terry Runnels.
No.
Gold Dust.
Oh no, it is Luna Vachon. I don't know why I'm thinking of Bull Nakano in my head right now because they both had makeup.
Because you're all animated the fuck out with too much Final Fantasy, Joe.
It was Luna Vachon though.
So it sounds like a normal Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Yeah, normal Dark Side of the Ring, and then he unfortunately died of a bladder cancer, which was a very curable cancer apparently, but he just like didn't take care of it or whatever. So unfortunately, he left. He married to a Filipino woman, and all his wife and his two sons and a daughter were all the talking heads with the wife.
Oh, we're frozen. We're frozen.
We're frozen. Oh.
Restoration successful. We're back.
Restoration.
Joe, I feel like that happened last week as well. Hello, are we back? Can you see us? Can you hear us? Joe, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Prince says we're back. We're good.
Yeah, that's so strange. I feel like that happened to us last week, right around this time too.
Maybe it's because we're cranking up the settings and stuff. That might be messing with it. Do you have any alerts going off of like drop frames?
No, no. That's the strange thing. 0% drop frames. CPU usage at 1%. You know, we're holding strong at 4100 kbps, right?
Yeah.
And it's weird because it just pops up and it goes disconnected, then it goes reconnected, and I guess on the audience end we freeze. But it doesn't. It's not struggling, is what I'm trying to say.
It was buffering for a second. I have us up on the other screen, but it was buffering. But
whatever. We're back. So that sounds pretty boring. I don't really think I don't. It doesn't sound like I missed much.
No, I just like watching them all. I like learning about history and stuff, especially with wrestling.
Yeah, and sometimes it's nice to have like an episode that's not about like murder or suicide or
drugs or pedophilia or rape or
right. Like sometimes it's nice to not have Jake the Snake sitting there for 25 minutes talking about like the darkest shit.
They did say that no one showed up. This is what the wife said, that no wrestlers. Oh, Haku was also one of the guys. The talking heads were. He didn't even know the Shockmaster was a thing. Like they showed him the clip, and it was the first time he'd ever seen it. So Akuzo was a little weird, but
wow.
He's like, you know how he is. But they said no wrestlers. Though the E didn't even like send him flowers or anything like that. I don't know how true that was, but
little fucks, little bastards.
Wrestling's a fucked up industry, bro.
Oh,
and now look where we're at with the whole Vince thing. So it's all come full circle.
Yeah, I guess the Vince watch is kind of like on a holding pattern right now.
Told you nobody cares anymore,
brother. It was all hot and heavy, and
it's all water under the bridge, brother. That shit happens. People do fucked up shit all the time, brother. Yeah.
So let's start with the E, and we'll the main event.
Well, what else? What was the 2K stuff here that you have?
Oh, I just thought it was really cool. Did you see this 2K24 advertisement where you're like POV experiencing like a wrestling career, and like you take a choke slam from the Undertaker, you get speared by Roman Reigns. Have you seen this ad?
No.
The ad is fucking dope, dude. And it's basically like, you're in the game, so it's like your first person
2K mode. That'd be a good thing.
And
right?
And I guess like you get leg dropped by Hulk Hogan, you get speared by Roman Reigns, you get choke slammed by the Undertaker, yada yada yada. And then like
shit
the
on.
ad, it like you get shit on by Vince McMahon. Exactly, dude. Just like no, and then it then it pans back and it's Post Malone laying in the ring like with a controller in his head, like whoa, you know what I'm saying? So anyway,
they're gonna get Post Malone over.
It's an excellent advertisement. I just wanted to touch on it, and then I thought it was so cool because they debuted the ad during like fucking SmackDown or Raw or whatever, and then they instantly on their social media had like the behind the scenes of like Roman Reigns, like he's like, yeah, I broke 2 cameras spearing and filming this ad, you know, and like I don't know, it was just fucking dope. Like they're just so on it with like the ad comes out, the fucking commercial was dope, and then they instantly had the behind the scenes clips of like the wrestlers filming the fucking commercial.
Yeah.
Which was dope. And you remember when they did the Fox thing? You know how they had the ad where everyone was a WWE superstar. You remember that? Where it's like the doctor's giving the guy anesthesia and it goes like this. And then like,
I don't even remember. No.
Oh my god, they have dope ads like when they want to try to hit it out of the park with their.
I just remember the SmackDown like versus Raw ones with like Brock. Bra and panties match with Tori Wilson.
Golden showers with Brock.
Did you see the? I sent you the F5 on Charlotte on the bed of nails.
Yeah.
Is that in the game? A bed of nails?
No, I think that's like 2K23 like modding.
That's modding. Okay,
Yeah,
because it was like really bloody, and it was like a whole corner filled with like 50 fucking stacked up chairs. There's like someone. It was like they did a chair riot, and then like someone like bulldozed them all to like one corner. It's so stupid. I had something funny. I wrote in the notes. Stupid marks can't read screenshots properly.
Yeah,
So I'm on a lot of these like. There's a lot of these like fucking Mark Facebook groups I'm on to like sell shit, but also I don't know why I'm on these groups like Mania Club and all these other fuckheads. One group was like, look at Mania tickets for night 2. It's 650. It's like up to 650, $700. This moron and these other morons commenting screenshotted the combo for 2 nights, and they convinced themselves that the single night ticket for night 2 was $700, but it was a combo. So that was my and I was like, no, it's actually like $300 a night or $350.
They worked themselves into a shoot, brother.
Yeah, I was like, you stupid fucking marks. And then nobody responded. They had just worked themselves into a shoot.
Delete post. Post is no longer available.
Yep.
Okay, some more headlines. Obviously, the big news today, and I didn't watch this last night. I guess you were tuning in. That Okada is now all elite. All signs pointed to NXT, WWE, but now he is the third member of the Young Bucks like suit wearing crew, and he's all elite. And
they fired Kenny Omega. Is that what happened?
Kenny Omega went on Twitch today and was doing Twitch with his new boyfriend.
He was twitching.
Yeah, he was twitching.
Like Cornette would say.
He was doing a test Twitch in which he reacted to the match that we're going to talk about later with Ospreay, and he said a few other things about Okada. But we both know.
It's supposed to be like his equal has replaced him in the elite.
I guess, and I'm sure that blah blah blah. But
well, it's probably just to set up a match for when Kenny comes back.
The winner of the internet was not Okada. It was whoever the hilarious person. And you know what I'm talking about. This was like this to me stole the show.
Has something to do with the Continental Classic?
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like Twitter really is like everybody's in the audience at wrestling, and they can just yell, they can just heckle whoever they want. And somebody goes, this motherfucker looks like Cody Rhodes and The Rock had a baby.
Oh, I sent you that. Yeah. Oh no, they look like Cody Rhodes and The Rock finished the story or something. Finished the story. Yeah.
But it's just
because he's in a suit, hilarious. But then he's like kind of tan, but then blonde, but then.
Yo, that just like it's just the simplest. What's up, John Richter? Shout out John Richter. Shout out Larry Legend, Prince Havoc, everybody chilling in the chat. Appreciate you guys. So he came out and he surprised Eddie Kingston with his fucking rip saw. What's it called? Fucking cornhole. Fucking
Ripcord clothesline.
ripcord clothesline, which is very very hard thing to be surprised by.
Yeah, it looked like fucking shit. Because he was like,
Ha 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 ha, and he's like, what?
looked like fucking dog shit.
Yo, what would you do if somebody attacked you from behind, but instead of like hitting you in the head, tried to just
You don't have to do it as a
spin you
ripcord.
around?
Yeah, you could have just like did something where it was like said something or did something to put like Kingston over. Like you put his victory, like raise my hand. You raise his hand, and instead you go.
Oh, okay.
Do something
All right.
like that
'Cause you got the wrist control.
and then hold it because he does this in a match where he falls down with the guy. He's not falling down. He just still holds on to the hand and then picks the guy up. And now Kingston's dazed, and now we can do the full setup and then hit.
Oh,
Now
okay.
it's a little
See,
more
that's kinda
believable.
dope. Yeah, yeah.
Because
but-
what used to happen in matches a lot with in the Kenny matches with him, they'd be both lying down on the mat, and then Okada's still holding his wrist,
dope.
and then he would like slowly get up, and then Kenny would do the sell, and then Kenny would do the sell, like the clothesline arm starts coming in, and Kenny does the sell where he just passes out,
Right,
and
right.
it goes like over his head, like
So dope.
fucking amazing, so amazing.
Are you excited because you've been following the
Because it'll
Okada?
probably lead to a Kenny match. I mean, if Kenny's ever coming back.
What do you think about
But
his pairing with the Bucks?
I don't care about that. I mean, like, is Okada really? I mean, I think it's going to lead to maybe some great six-mans. And, hey, it's Okada in AEW. It's Ospreay in AEW, man. Like, the company got some juice this week. They instantly, even without that pay-per-view, like, Dynamite was, like, way better. It still has all the shittiness segments. There's a lot of shit on the show.
Right, yeah.
It still stinks, but like banger main event from Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, and I don't think it's sustainable. But that's the thing. That's what I'm afraid of. Like Ospreay doing this night in and night out. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I kind of agree with you, Joe. I didn't watch Wednesday, but
Well, let's you want to talk about Revolution and kind of just like skim through that really quick. We're going like chronological from here.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, but also I just want to say, because I read this right before we went on the air, Okada reportedly $4.5 million a year.
That's like baseball.
3 years.
That's like what they pay LeBron.
Yo, I mean that's not nothing. You know,
Yeah.
and like I guess if you look at like max, like like some of these max contracts in like sports, like okay, they're getting 20 mil a year, 15 mil a year, whatever. But for a fucking wrestler, apparently when they said CM Punk got $1 million a year,
Million, and that was like a big deal, yeah.
but it's I don't know. Is it worth that type of money? Just bring like a, Okada's like he's like the greatest wrestler that nobody in America knows about and isn't going to move the needle for anybody who isn't already watching AEW.
He's already 36. So
I'm surprised it wasn't the E. I heard that the E wanted to put him in NXT though. They wanted to start him off in NXT.
Because probably,
And they probably didn't offer him $4.5 million a year.
Yeah, to be in NXT, and then he also probably didn't want to do that either. I think it's just like like I said, he's 36. He's way older. I think this was talked about on all the sites months ago. He's getting older, and like he wants to, just kind of like how Nakamura was, like finish out his career, at least like experiencing more of America, and more
Some
of
USA money.
USA money, mainstream exposure, and just kind of like finish out like that, and then maybe he could go to New Japan again. I don't know, like could go back, whatever. So, but everyone was assuming it was WWE.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
He doesn't want to learn how to do TV in their style and shit. Fuck that. He's probably like, fuck that shit, dude.
Right? Yeah, he just wants to go somewhere where they're gonna all suck his dick and he can make him mad bread.
And do whatever he wants. You could do whatever you want in AEW. It's a glorified indie.
Yeah, basically.
It's indie with high production indie. Let's be real.
Yeah, so let's get into Revolution because that's been hot on my brain ever since. As I was watching it, I wanted to talk to you about it. That's kind of like, even though it feels like it was weeks ago at this point, Even though it feels like it was as long ago as when Vince McMahon shat on that poor woman's head, a long forgotten memory. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about it. I mean, it was great, and it was AEW, but it was also great. Like, it had some really great stuff, but it was also AEW. That's kind of like my overall fucking review.
This shit scored a 9.44 as of today out of 10.
The greatest.
The greatest score ever.
Pay-per-view ever. You know, Tony Khan's been saying it every single pay-per-view that this was the greatest pay-per-view, and this time he might have been right.
It might have been the best one since, like, the Forbidden Door show, maybe the first Forbidden Door. And then probably the best one before that was probably All Out 2022 or something.
I'm just laughing at Larry's comment about Okada. He is very handsome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Money. That's why they're with him. Money. All right. So some the Greensboro Coliseum, AEW Revolution 2024 open up with Christian Cage defeating Danny Garcia. I guess it was an okay opener. Wasn't there a spot with the mother doing something? Oh, that's what I wanted to say. The mother like towers over Danny Garcia. Did you see the spot? Nick Wayne's mom is like, first of all, she looks like a power lifter now that she's wearing like all black and like she's really kind of busty and like it's just big. Yeah, she's fucking huge. She's on the juice.
Right.
Like she's huge she's way bigger than Danny Garcia. Like it just looked ridiculous.
I came late to the party. I guess Christian Cage retained because I saw that that Edge returned to chase him around like Benny Hill. We'll get to Dynamite later, but I guess Christian retains.
Christian retained. I think the mother slapped him and they botched the slap too.
Nice.
I think it might have been a botched slap. Eddie Kingston defeats Bryan Danielson for our favorite AEW Continental New Japan Strong Openweight title, ROH World title match.
They put him together. So basically, for those of you who haven't been following the show, Eddie Kingston put his money where his mouth was. And he was already the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. And he was already the New Japan Strong Openweight Champion. But there was this new tournament called the Continental Tournament. Continental Classic.
It was a classic tournament.
It was a classic tournament. 2 brackets. 3 points for a win. 20-minute time limit. 1 point for a draw. Every wrestler wrestles each other. The 2 wrestlers with the highest points at the end of that month and a half long period wrestle each other, and then those 2 wrestlers go to wrestle each other. However, in this case, the one where Eddie Kingston put his money where his mouth was, there was a crucial tie. So it got even more complicated. There was a 3 triple threat threesome, including Eddie Kingston, who put his money where his mouth was, and then 2 people who were tied. Anyway, long story short, Eddie Kingston. And this is the best part, Joe, that they had 3 belts they had the 2 belts on the table. And then those 2 belts were going to get melted down and added to the 3rd belt. And it was going to be the 1 3rd belt. The Continental Championship was going to be like the Triple Crown belt. But instead, Eddie Kingston has taken that Triple Crown belt and somehow unmelted the other 2 belts. And now he walks around with 3 belts. But really, he walks around with 6 belts because one of those belts is 3 belts.
You're right, buddy. You're right.
And Eddie Kingston fought Bryan Danielson. It was about respect.
It was about respect.
It was about, hey, Eddie, if you're going to go to Burger King, get the Impossible Whopper.
Oof. All soy.
Can I just say that I saw a meme of Eddie Kingston doing the horrible chops in the corner, just going like this, like.
Oh, did you
Somebody
see
goes, you're telling me?
You see this part where it was like. It was terrible.
And live in the group chat, Larry did text me. He goes, Guys, have you ever noticed that Eddie Kingston's strikes don't look so great? It's like, yeah, all the time. Yo, so somebody tweeted that, like him doing this, and it says, the streets are telling me that this MF beat Bryan Danielson. It's like, yeah, dude. No.
Oh, man.
Well, hey, congratulations, Eddie, for retaining our favorite championship, the Here Comes the Lame Continental Classic. 3 belts in one, and then the other 2 belts still in play. 6 belts, because you got 2, and they got the 1, but the 1 is really 3, so that's 4, plus 2 is 6.
I think Supercard of Honor with him defending our favorite title is the Friday night. After it's following up our live 3-hour special.
Are you telling
that
me
Friday
that
there's a possibility to do the 3-hour show and go eat and immediately go to this show?
A nice dinner, go watch the Continental. We can put our money where our mouths are,
and we might be able to get in for free
by going out to dinner.
Get comps. Yes. Yeah.
That's what I call eating.
Yep.
Putting my money where my.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah. So I'm still trying to get comfortable over here. We're like an hour in.
Yeah, I see what you're.
Yeah. I'm very fidgety today. I don't have a PlayStation 5 controller.
You know what it
in
is?
my
It's
hand,
because you're dealing with human contact, and you're with all the Final Fantasy.
Stroking of the beard, fucking with the hat.
Yeah, your hat
and the
is
headphones,
you're out of control.
Yeah. But yeah, that'd be a cool thing we could do. So
I want to get a Continental Classic T-shirt. I'm gonna throw a fit at the merch stand. I'll be like, "Hey, do you have a shirt that's just all about the Continental Classic? Do you have a shirt that explains?"
They're gonna be like, what is that?
God damn it! Do you have a shirt that says every? It explains every.
Yeah, it shows all the
rule?
bells and it's like long division and shit.
Do you have sheets and sheets of data on a shirt? Anyway,
man.
Revolution.
We can make some
baby.
funny
Viva.
videos too. Next up was a shitty 8-man. This was the one that replaced the meat match or something. Meat Masters match.
The Masters of the Meat.
Yeah, it was like Meat Madness or something. Wardlow defeats Brian Cage, Chris Jericho, oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, this was a scramble. Wardlow defeats Brian Cage and Chris Jericho
Lance
and
Archer.
Dante Martin and Hook and Lance Archer and Magnus and Powerhouse Hobbs.
Right. You know what, Joe? I could have named all of those people. Because I decided that I hated all of them while I was watching this.
It was the longest 16 minutes and 22 seconds of your life.
Yeah, it was not great. It was not great. But hey, congratulations, Wardlow. Have you seen the Wardlow meme from last night, Joe? So I guess he comes out to confront or stare down Samoa Joe, right? And I guess they cut to him. They show him, then they cut to Samoa Joe, and then they cut back. But when they cut back, Wardlow's in the midst of taking his shirt off, and it cuts back in a way where it looks like he's wearing a little man's bikini. Like, so, he has like the straps of a shirt.
He has like the really small spaghetti strap, right?
Right, but like he's like halfway taking his shirt off. So when it cuts back, it looks like he's wearing a little like spaghetti strap bikini, and that's been making the rounds of the internet. And I'm just really excited about that one too.
Okay, all right.
Maybe
we can post it. Okay,
you're gonna see it.
Now that we said it, the phone will find it. Roderick Strong defeats Orange Cassidy for a title change.
Roderick
for the
Strong
AEW...
with the Death Stranding mask.
Yeah, what? That shit look corny. Yeah, Roddy won the AEW International title, which I kind of thought they were gonna do because they really booking Roddy pretty damn strong for a few months. And he pretty much fucking destroyed Orange Cassidy. I mean, he was just like one of those classic Roddy matches where he does like 8 different backbreakers.
Right, and Orange wore the tape on the ribs to let you know that each move hurt a little bit more.
Yeah, I gotta wear the tape on the ribs, brother. Just like DDP in WCW NW Revenge.
Right, that's when you know you're dope, is when you have the tape on your character in the game.
Your default skin. Blackpool Combat Club defeats FTR by referee's decision. think it was Dax Harwood that passed out or whatever to whatever Moxley's fucking submission is.
FTR takes the loss. LOL.
Yeah, FTR takes the. I don't. I'm not really into that. Yeah,
LOL.
Claudio and Claudio's kind of like a dick like Moxley now is. I think he's kind of like Moxley's like rubbing off on him. I'm not talking character wise.
Yo,
shoot wise.
I hate it. Well, it was just really funny because, the Greensboro Coliseum, we're going to do, and they did set up the match pretty cool. It's like, oh, FTR wants to live in the past. We're the future, blah, blah, blah. So, but they're going to beat them at their own game. Classic tag team wrestling, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Kyle O'Reilly came back in the match previous also.
Oh, okay. So stop the presses because I wanted to
in the Roddy match because I'm trying to find the undisputed segment, but that's what the segment was. And then so O'Reilly just kind of like sneaks in the ring. Everyone's like, oh, like I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, looked like a fan jumping the guardrail.
He looks homeless.
He hasn't slept.
Yeah. He looked banged up. And apparently he's he's been rehabbing, and they gave him an undisputed shirt, and they was like, and then just kind of put it on Roderick's arm, and then like walked out, and that was it. And it was a kind of like it was flatter than piss on a platter, brother. Yeah.
I actually do want to rewind because you mentioned the Undisputed Kingdom, which to me is so whack, and that's the worst story of the year, worst gimmick of the year was the Devil, who was Adam Cole, who actually couldn't walk. He actually couldn't walk. And so actually rewind to the 8-man with the Wardlow. Adam Cole was wheeled to the ring by like the Undisputed Kingdom. And this shows you like how lame it is. Like, so Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom are sitting there rooting on Wardlow, right? They're supposed to be like the top bad guy faction. And they didn't cut to Adam Cole at rings. They didn't show him once. You know what I mean? Like
he's an afterthought in a lot of these segments. They kind of forget about him.
They didn't.
I think it's because he's in a wheelchair and he kind of ends up hidden. They just forget he's out there.
But like the commentators didn't tell, like when Wardlow was in his match, they didn't tell the story of like, the kingdom, they ran MJF off. They didn't like solidify or like cut to Adam Cole. That man's the mastermind behind all of this. He seems to have gotten Wardlow back on track. Like they did not include Adam Cole at all. And apparently he was fucking sitting there, which was weird.
Well, this happened on Dynamite the other day when I said there was a Wardlow match and a squash, and they didn't even show Adam Cole at all until the very end of the match. And he was like, all right, see you later.
Yeah.
And he was just there. Yeah, okay.
I
guess they thought this was just going to get over like naturally because it was like an ROH thing and an NXT thing and all the names in it, but
no.
It's not that kind of fucking world.
I would be interested to see if Adam Cole wasn't in a wheelchair, but I mean, that really does fucking hurt it a lot. Like, he looks smaller than ever. Now he's a tiny guy in a little wheelchair.
Well, it got worse because he was on the crutches, and now he's in a wheelchair.
His condition is worsening.
And now he's going to be on a stretcher.
Right, they're going to wheel him out in a fucking coffin.
Yeah.
Man
walking.
And the same thing, like Roddy Strong, he's supposed to be in this faction. He comes out for his championship match, and they're going to put the title on him, right? And he decides he just grabs like a piece of wool on his way out and just wears like a little fucking wool cloak and some mask that doesn't make any sense about anything. And that was so fucking lame. I mean, yeah, but you're right. At least he did a Roddy match, and at least he didn't fucking like... At least he seems
like a real strong, like, lay it in Roddy match.
Yeah, he seems like he's back to being himself. Formerly the All-Atlantic champ. Well, he was screaming. He had a neck brace and glasses and was screaming at him for like 6 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they kind of broke him free of that. Okay. So, yeah, I just want
He's still so fucking awkward, though. When he came out on fucking Dynamite and they had him all on the stage and he's like, slapping his title, he's just kind of like looking at the camera like... Yeah, you see, I have a title, right? Yeah, guy in wheelchair. Yeah, but look, I won. He's so awkward. He's still so awkward to this day. He's been the same awkward dude for like 20 years.
So
what were you saying? Tag match. What were you saying about
they're
the
in the
wrestling
Greensboro Coliseum? They have the tag ropes so that these guys can hold on to them. And, FTR, they're going to... Blackpool Combat Club is going to beat FTR at their own game. We got tag ropes. And by the way, main event is a tornado. So this is the pure tag match on the show, right? And Dax is, Dax starts the match and Cash is on the apron and he's holding the tag rope. And I'm like, something about this, they're on the wide shot. And I'm like, something about this looks off. And I realized that, like, Moxley's standing on, like, the wrong side of the turnbuckle. Like, it's like, so Dax is, like, here. So Moxley
standing on
should
hard
be,
cam,
like,
you mean?
Here, right? Like, he should be, like...
You mean he's standing on the hard cam side?
Right, exactly. So his back is to hard
When he should be
cam.
on the announcer side.
Right, exactly. Yes, definitely yes. But also you should just, if you look at it like as a real sport, you got to be like equidistant across. Like you can't be standing on the same, you can't be within a right angle of your opponent's tag partner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just, oh my God, it's so stupid.
He doesn't give a fuck.
And
He's just doing whatever he wants.
I did the writing for them. I was like, oh, well, maybe like they made that detail on purpose because, it's old school versus new school. Like whatever, it's like, so I made it work in my brain.
No.
But I was like, what's wrong? I was staring at the match for like the first 5 minutes and I'm like, why do I feel strange? Like, what's wrong here? And then I'm like, oh, Moxley's standing on the wrong, his back is facing, oh my God, it's so stupid, dude. And FTR took the L.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Can I ask you something about the show? We're about halfway through the show. Can I ask you something about it? Was the upper deck sold out or was it blacked out?
So
I had some trouble
when I went on
discerning.
StubHub to check how much tickets were, there were like $8 the night before and then like $1 right before the show. So I think what happened was, it did sell out and shit, but there was a lot of resellers probably getting stuck with tickets for this.
Because,
Lower bowl was completely filled.
the lower bowl completely packed. But then I was like looking at those wide shots and I was like, oh, is it just not lit well or is it blacked out?
I don't think it was like, like they didn't sell the tickets. It's just like there was a lot of resale. It should have been, I think it's a few things. People thought it's Sting's last match. I don't know if tickets went on sale before or after he said that. So that might influence it too. But also Greensboro is such a random town in North Carolina that it's like, I don't think it being a competitive market like that where you can flip the tickets.
Right.
Well, like I said, it ended up being a buyer's market. So, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people did get stuck with tickets too, that were nowhere near North Carolina that day.
Interesting.
So I mean, that's just a variable of what might have happened with the upper deck with what you saw. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just couldn't figure it out because when the attendance has been bad, it's been obvious on at least
But
on
we
Dynamite.
knew it was sold out for months. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But I don't think. But that's what I was saying. Like, yeah, it was sold out, but did they black out half of that second level?
The whole place was available. It wasn't like the place fits. I think the attendance was 16,000 at least.
Day of, you spend $1 on a ticket, and they completely pull the tarp off of a whole section because you bought one ticket. You're like, here you go.
Yeah, they're like, oh fuck, man.
Section 301, seat A1.
Yeah,
Yes.
This motherfucker. We got to open up the concessions in the bathroom for this motherfucker, man. Next up was the Chain Wrestling Mat Classic of Timeless Tony Storm defeating Deonna Purrazzo.
Hell yeah.
Deonna Purrazzo, very extremely overrated, right?
Oh, probably the most overrated. And listen, she's billed from New Jersey. She's an East Coast gal, so I want to fucking support. But yeah, she's a little overrated.
Yeah, the chain wrestling looks really bad. I understand they're trying to be like technical and shit, but women's wrestling has already got this stigma about it, and chain wrestling in the middle of the show ain't it.
Toni Storm is awesome, though. It's not her fault they, like, pounded it into the ground.
And then, also, the Mariah May coming out as Tony.
Oh, it was dope.
It was like, here comes Toni Storm. And I was like, oh, she went back to the gimmick. And I'm like, her hair's really fucking long. And I'm like,
yeah, we all got.
I'm all right. Yeah, we all got. And we got later in the show, too. Someone did the same thing again.
Right.
We'll get to that.
They didn't call each other. They didn't.
Yeah.
Stole the.
Mariah May looks way better as Tony Storm than Tony Storm did as Tony Storm. I'll just say that. I'm chomping at the bit for fucking Mariah May to get a singles push, but I don't think we're ever gonna get that. I think we're gonna be kind of
No,
like
she's gonna betray fucking Tony.
and that's what everyone thought about Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, and look what happened.
Whatever happened to Jamie Hayter?
Well, they're saying she should be coming back soonish. So
Whatever happened to Britt Baker?
that I don't know, but I mean Jamie was injured.
Yeah, Britt Baker just doesn't wrestle.
Now is a good time to bring Jamie back because they need her.
Yeah.
But with big business come next week, you know, we're assuming we're going to get another the most major addition to the women's roster. So
Yeah, I guess so. Yo, I mean, they got a little.
Maybe they
of...
should wait till Sasha Banks gets injured within like 3 weeks and then put Jamie Hayter.
Is that the over under?
Yeah,
3 weeks.
That and Ospreay. I give 30 days. Speaking of Will Ospreay, he defeated Takeshita in what is being said to be how many stars? How many stars would you give this match?
Oh, it was a 95-minute match, right?
No, it was 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Because I feel like I watched the entire screen. Watched Oppenheimer while it was happening. No, it was fucking awesome. And you know what? I didn't go into it going like, this is going to be awesome. Dream match. You know, like, I really didn't go into it like all marked up and ready to juice, you know? But as it went on, it won me over. And that's the best feeling. It's just like, you know, at some point when they decided that they were going to become possessed by fighting spirit, the ghost of Antonio Inoki, given to them by Tony Khan through his checkbook, the fighting spirit
and
raged.
the scarf, the scarf buff.
Scarf buff and
the scarf.
Yeah, and you know what, dude, and GCW back in the day did this fucking perfectly. The 1 count kick out is
they did it too much though. That's the thing. That's why I don't like wrestling these days. The people find something that's good
and
they just do it to death, and it's lame. And within like a few weeks or a few shows, and it's just like, yeah, I'm at every show. But, like, I guess that's not what they're assuming is that I remember. They're assuming that you aren't at every show, and you don't watch every show, and that you're stupid.
Right.
And that's always the issue. Another issue, underlining thing, is the booking and the company thinks I'm stupid. And I'm not stupid. I'm actually smarter than the average mark.
Says the guy wearing the Hogan's Beach Shop
Yeah, brother.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
it's just like I don't like having my intelligence insulted like that. That's why I just can't fuck with wrestling like that anymore.
Well, I think, and I've said this on every show that I've done this week, and I'm going to say it one more time because it's what I feel like happened to me. In AEW, the guys actually get hurt. So when it seems like they got hurt, I believe that they're hurt. Like, so when Ospreay did that brainbuster thing that kind of went awry.
Yeah, he tried to give him like the generico, like top turnbuckle brainbuster. And instead of hitting the turnbuckle, it just went like he slid him down back first into like the second or like the first and the second buckle or like in part of the rope maybe.
Didn't look good. And
then he was all like red up the side and
right,
shit.
So in my mind, his liver burst. You know, I was like, oh my God, this guy's all fucked up in the game. So like I believe that hurt him. And he really sold well until he gave him then Takeshita did the tombstone, released German, and Ospreay fighting spirit is up, rolls through, he's up, and I was like, I don't know. Sometimes the timing, Joe,
yeah,
it got me, and I loved it. And then he
well because it looks like a move that actually like really hurt him. So if he like fighting spirits out, it's like, oh, he's fine. But like he's not fine because
right, he's not fine.
He's fucking 30 years old and he's probably going to be done in like a year or two.
Right,
like,
he just so Okada's at 36. and Osprey's doing the same thing Okada's doing it, but Osprey's
Well,
like
no,
20
Okada never took bumps. Doesn't take bumps like that. He doesn't work like Osprey works strong style high flyer. Where so Okada is like mat based.
No, but what
know.
I'm saying is they're both in the same mindset, and one of them's 10 years older. Like Okada's like, oh, I'm getting older. I don't have too much left in me.
Yeah.
And like Osprey is doing the same thing,
But younger, and he's
yeah.
like, yeah, like just put like going full throttle. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that match was fucking awesome. I loved it. I guess
I'm waiting for a Meltzer star rating. I guess might be out. Usually it's out on the Observer already, but it wasn't on the Pro Fight database yet.
I had a great time
of which
watching
Osprey is like 6 other fucking match of the year candidates already, and it's only March.
It almost like watching him do Tiger Driver 91 and drop the guy directly on his head and all this shit, like watching them just run as fast as they can and kick the fuck out of each other's faces makes me feel like there's a secret that I don't know, which is like the feeling that we all
pre-workout, bro.
You think it's just all that pre-workout?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So it's like, wow.
That's Masawa's finisher,
how did that
right?
guy not break his neck? Is
Tiger
the
Driver
new,
91 is Masawa's Masawa's
I don't know, it's the fucking
finisher,
short arm.
Yeah, it's like
drop him on his fucking head.
Yeah, they did it with Omega.
Yeah,
Osprey.
and so it makes me feel like there's a trick that I don't see. Like when I was 10, it was like, wow, are they really punching each other? Now I'm like, wow, are they really breaking each other's necks? So I like that match. I'm not a big
Larry said Matt base striker, as in like that's Okada, and then high flying
right
hybrid would be a nice.
What did you think of the match? You love Okada.
I had a very like choppy stream of it, so I have to rewatch the show. But from what I saw, it was really really good. So, but I didn't have obviously the time to do that if I'm playing video games.
At the very least, even if you're like, oh, I'm sick of that style, at the very least, like just physically what they were doing to each other was like.
No, I would enjoy that. I would enjoy that
fuck,
kind of match.
It's like fuck. It's no Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, we're not on that level. Next up was AW World Title 3-way. Samoa Joe defeats Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. This match was good. I enjoyed this match too.
Love me.
This is when the stream finally fucking stopped fucking up. So, it was a good finish. You remember what the finish was? It was like Shane's about to beat Adam Page, and then Joe like runs over after the stomp. Oh no. Shane gives, I think this is the order it went in. Shane gives Adam Page his own buckshot lariat.
Right.
And then goes for the stomp, and then Joe runs over and like half Nelson suplex flings Shane, and then I think he locks Adam Page in, or might have stole the pin. I think he locked him into the.
No, he locked him. He got him.
He was already
with the choke.
Oh, he did tap. That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Full
And
heel
Adam
mode.
Page-
Full heel mode when he taps out. By the way.
Well, full heel mode. He beat the shit out of Bryce Rensburg. He just started punching him.
Oh yeah, that was good too. Yeah.
Yeah, it
was
wasn't
funny.
so bad. And they
It's
he's
just
just like,
going to town.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad. And they're definitely giving it a little bit of a Tommy Dreamer Raven. Like these two guys are gonna try.
They're their own two worst enemies.
Right.
They're gonna get in the way of each other's intentions.
And they told that story beautifully in the end, where like Adam Page had Joe, he had Joe for the pin, but he wanted to pin Swerve. You know what I mean? And then Swerve could have done whatever, but like he hates Adam Page, so he made like a strategical error. And then the finish where like Swerve is like crawling to break up the submission, and Hangman taps, and they say on commentary like, yo, I think he might have just tapped because he didn't even want Swerve to win. Like, you know what I mean? He'd rather lose than have Swerve win. And they're doing that, and then they show Swerve, and he's like disgusted that of course Adam Page tapped out. He's like, oh, like it made him like the fact that Adam tapped out made Swerve hate him even more.
Yeah.
So they're gonna fight like for the rest of their
I think
lives.
it's gonna go. I'm trying to think of like All In booking, like the big England show. I'm like, maybe some of these feuds might go all the way to that, but that's all the way in August. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many other shows. They just booked another pay-per-view, so probably not. But yeah, I was just like thinking in my head.
What do you think about Prince Nana and his dancers?
Oh, that was a great entrance.
It's funny to watch him like care about doing it because like the whole like it was just something he did at first, you know, like he just a throwaway thing.
Now it's like extremely timed and yeah, it's like extremely well timed driving. Yeah,
he's at the gym like practicing that. He took dance lessons. He's working with the dancers.
We got to get him for our show. That's what we need to get. Maybe Mania weekend. That'd be cool.
Like a Prince Nana.
Yeah.
Great guy. Couldn't be happier for him. Great match. Love that Joe retained. Joe's awesome. He should be their champion. He's great.
Joe's music.
Not even.
It's always like a dinosaur in the beginning of every song he has, right? And the same thing happened in not Ring of Honor, and I'm trying to think of his NXT theme. It sounded the same thing too. It's always
it's like a dinosaur thing.
It's always some like ominous thing, and then into like rap music or like
Grand Theft Auto.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, he's awesome. They should. Speaking about guys who are like maybe might not have that much time left, they should ride him for as long as he's around because he's.
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking booking wise. If they were gonna let Joe hold it till All In, and then that's what it was. It was gonna have Joe hold it till All In and have Shane win there. Shane Strickland win there.
That's interesting. I mean, by then you probably have Max back in the mix too. So that's an interesting.
Hopefully, theoretically, not back into the mix like that. Yeah, just
Swerve's day is coming. It's inevitable. You know what I mean? I think that I think it's inevitable.
Yeah. And then the main event of the evening. Darby Allin and Sting defeat the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team titles in a tornado match. What'd you think of Sting's last match?
Well, I think that what happened is that like Sting was watching the pay-per-view, you know, backstage after he had his face paint all gimmicked up.
Yeah.
And he saw that Tony Storm did like a fake out thing and he's like, that's a great idea. I'm going to do that for my final match.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey kids, gather around. He's like, I just so happen to have my
NWO Wolfpack gear and my Surfer Sting American gear.
Yeah, I got
USA
both.
gear.
I just think that what
and
Tony
all the paint colors
was
and enough paint for you, the exact tight size for you.
Yeah, it all worked out. Whoo!
He came out and did that, and I thought it was him. I got worked.
No,
and I was like, oh, and then they kind of zoomed in.
Guy.
Yeah, because it was like like his normal theme. I was like, oh, I was kind of hoping for Seek and Destroy again, and then it was like. Woo, woo. And then was it a different theme for the wolf? No, it wasn't a theme for the wolf. It was the same theme.
No, they did. They had them both come out during his thing.
Yeah, and then it was
which were allegedly his sons.
Yeah, because it's long-term storytelling. The Bucks stomped out the sons,
right?
And it was blood.
Attacked
everyone
the
gigged.
family.
They all gigged, and now the family's back. Yeah. You don't fuck with someone. You don't mess with someone's family. I don't know. Someone said that. I think Shivani said that. Like, you don't mess with someone's family.
And
Shivani also says something really ridiculous. Not on the show on Dynamite. Before I forget, he's like, he said it about Adam Cole. He's like, oh fuck. Oh wait, I wrote it in my notes. So I don't forget. It was something about going up the rear end of Adam Cole.
Tony Schiavone.
He says, there's nothing like shoving it up the rear of Adam Cole. And Taz goes, oh, whatever floats your boat, Shivani.
But I digress. That's what.
Yeah, but I digress.
That was a line that was fed to Tony Schiavone from Britt Baker directly.
Yeah. Oh, someone make a Britt Baker comment this week?
I don't know. I didn't watch. But let's talk about Sting's final match.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. But it was very funny because the match started, it was just like 4-on-2. You know,
It was 4-on-2. It was
Yeah,
a
the
4-on-2
two
tornado match.
Yo,
They were just
these
getting
sons-
destroyed. Like, they were falling everywhere and just selling everywhere. It was good.
And they took like about 10 stinger splashes from like the Suns, because that's what happens when you mess with somebody's family.
Good stinger splashes, too.
Oh, you're a mark. Get the fuck out of there. They were so bad. All of them were bad. And then like the one guy like jumped. He jumped mad high.
Yeah, he jumped hard as fuck, dude.
And then
Look at this
somebody, like-
splashes. This is great in Greensboro. Superstation.
Somebody tweets like, "Man, is this guy sure he doesn't want to be a wrestler?" And I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm sure I don't want him to be a wrestler. It's like, yeah, okay, he jumped really high, but the guys, they had no timing. They had no depth perception. I'm seeing I can't believe you're one of them. You're one of the Sting Sun Stinger Splash propaganda peddlers.
Marks.
Yeah,
Marks. Yeah. Sting marks, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he comes out to Metallica, so
Right, you were all jacked up. I understand.
all jacked up and ready to go. This guy's all jacked up.
So Sting was like, "Hey, I've been reading this this message board called Deathmatch Elite. I'm thinking, why don't we add glass to my final match?"
I love the glass topic this week, by the way. Like, just it's just because like glass has never really been seen like in mainstream, So it's like, it's tempered glass, it's sugar glass, it's real glass, it's this glass, it's like they melted the glass down and made like a hybrid glass. It's like, what the
The point is,
I just thought it
guy
was funny
jumped
he
like
missed.
15 feet.
I thought it was before that he swung and missed Nick or Matt, and the glass didn't
It didn't
break.
break. He couldn't break it
Yeah,
with the
like,
bat.
It was like ping, ping. He just fucking hits it anyway.
Right. He
Like,
hit
fuck it.
Yeah.
Just for like a shitty pop. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, that was a little bit of a fuck up.
Yeah.
So where does that leave you? Because the bat didn't initially break the glass.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the only way to break that glass was to jump like 25 feet off a ladder. I didn't learn to fall 25 feet off a ladder. Well,
JR actually made that call. He's like, and some idiot at home is saying, "Oh, well, they know how to fall." He did that same call when Darby.
yeah,
did it.
really? Yeah, that's good. They know how to fall on it. Yeah. So what do you think? He busted his back. Darby busted his back open because of the angle he went in. Is that what it is? Like,
I mean, I don't know.
or
I'm not-
was it the sugar glass, brother?
Sugar glass, but I feel like anything. If you're just gonna hit anything at that velocity, you're gonna get fucked up. You know
I'm
what I
just
mean?
amazed that he landed how he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he landed like perfectly flat on these like 6 chairs and didn't like go farther out, didn't cut it short and
yeah.
hold himself back, or
See, but
something like
I've been
that.
saying it all week. I think that he fucked his lower back up, or at least I believed it in the moment. Then the motherfucker does the press conference. He does an interview last night. Apparently he's fine. Apparently he was just taking a little nap ski during the match.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that was playing regardless because, well, I don't know if it was playing regardless, but they did 10 false finishes.
Yeah, including a fighting spirit kick out.
Yeah. Ah! I love the Sting gif. Yo, so on this Discord I'm on, it's like a resell Discord, and I let the guys know there was a Sting action figure available, and everyone like bought the action figure, and and we're all using like the same gif all weekend of him like pounding his chest and like coming down from the rafter, and then just like looking in the back up in the rafters. Like, everyone's been doing, like, we have a Sting emoji. It's great. Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. I cannot wait to hear the Jim Cornette review of it. I see that it's on YouTube. I
haven't got to it yet.
Save for later, but I can't even fucking wait.
But great final match though.
Hey.
I really enjoyed all the kickouts, all the false finishes, and I'm glad he won. And it wasn't because, remember, I predicted that the Bucks were going to win, and it was, that's how he was going to go out. That the Bucks wanted to get their title belt back, or whatever, and they wanted to get the rub, I guess, and be hated even more. But then I underestimated how big of a mark that Tony Khan was, and how much he loves tournaments.
Yeah,
Because what this means,
I did
we're going
say
to vacate the titles now,
yeah.
and we got a AEW World Tag Team Title Tournament next week at Big Business.
We're gonna start the
TD Garden, brother.
qualifiers.
We're gonna start the qualifiers, brother.
Yeah, it's gonna be triple threat tag team qualifiers.
It's so many fucking.
We're gonna have
it's 16 teams.
Yeah,
of
16
3 teams.
3 teams each, 16 teams, and to get into that, you need to win.
Yeah, it's like true March Madness, like super, like.
Oh, that's
super,
100%. He's like, oh, we're gonna do
Oh,
a
it's
bracket
March
for
Madness.
March
Yeah,
Madness, and you can fill out
no.
your tag team bracket. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
So we're gonna have local teams. We're gonna have Ring of Honor teams. We're gonna have CMLL teams. We're gonna have New Japan teams. We're gonna have people from Progress in England. We're gonna have main eventers.
Yeah.
And people that have never even
Wrestled.
wrestled. We're gonna have people that have never even guys from catering. And,
We are gonna find
the guy with the beard, that bald security guy with the beard, the big beard. Yeah, he's gonna
Earthquake
be
in the
there.
crowd. You're in the fucking tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are going to scour the planet for anybody who's ever thought about being a tag team and even people who don't even know what that is. And we're going to find who can job out to Moxley and Claudio. Basically.
Yeah, they'll be in the finals.
We're going to just
That's
obviously
pretty
win
much
it.
what's going to happen is like Claudio and Moxley are going to be the champs. And
Yeah.
so it's always when there's a vacated belt, Moxley's always like Tony
That's
Khan's
right.
like go-to.
And he's going to come out. They're going to start coming out with their Styrofoam Road Warriors cosplay, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They had that on. But it looked weird on Moxley because they had like a T-shirt on.
You know, the original bully, Steve, him and his brother went as Legion of Doom one year for Halloween. And I'm telling you that those costumes were better. Those shoulder pads that they handcrafted looked better than what Moxley and Claudio wore to the ring. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
So shout out Cuck Steve.
So that does it for Revolution. I think Sting had a pretty good
God
pretty good
bless him.
farewell. Oh, and so in true AEW fashion,
the best part of the entire show.
Sting is has a speech, and I'm looking at the time, and it's like 11:58. Right, this marathon show is about to go off the air.
It all started when I was born.
Yeah, it all started when I
we
was
got 90
born. It was
seconds.
you got 90 seconds to like culminate your career, and they just like cut him off. They cut the feed on him. Like he's like, oh, I'm getting the cue.
Darby Allin in the corner, like walking around like an old man, like paralyzed from the waist down, just running on pure adrenaline, and just Sting marked him. And he warned him once, if you notice. Like Sting's like, oh, I'm Greensboro, you're the best. And he's going through, it all started from I was a small town kid back in the day.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. And Darby's like, and he's like, and then I became a wrestler. And then
I got the cue. Yeah. And then it just faded to black. And that was the last time we saw
copyright
Sting.
AEW 2000.
Yeah. All rights reserved. Watermark comes up and that was it.
Yeah.
And imagine just ending the show like that.
Well,
imagine just, it should have been like, they talked to him like, hey, all right, so depending on how the match goes, there's a few scenarios where you probably max are only going to have like 3 minutes to say something, or you're going to have like 90 seconds to say something. But either way, like, make sure it's very more bookended and not awkward or anything like that. And,
right. And then you can
maybe
talk to the house.
And then after that, you could talk to the house and we'll put it on the net after. And it's like no one went up to Sting because they're just like afraid. They just want him to do whatever he wants. And then they just end the show and it just looks like shit.
Right. Yeah. And it's
oh, but they'll find it on the internet after. You know what I mean?
But,
I bet Cornette chews that shit up. I bet he chews that shit up.
Yeah, because and once again, like, it's the same thing, like attention to detail. Like, it's like, well, it doesn't matter. Look at the numbers. Look at what we're going to do. Everyone's going to watch it. It doesn't matter. It's like, it's not a big deal. If you were in the room and you brought something like that.
I didn't go out of my way to watch it. I didn't even watch it yet.
Yeah, no, I didn't care. It was over for me. Like, I don't want to watch some blurry fan footage. I wanted to watch him talk there.
Yeah,
right
let me
there.
go watch a fan cam. Let me go watch something they already posted. Now I'm going to go watch the scrum. It's just like, they just want you to watch shit for 15 fucking hours.
Yo, and if you brought that up in the room, you're like, yo, it's like after the pay-per-view, the inner circle is all sitting there, right? Not the Jericho fucking faction, but like Tony and like it's like, yo, that was great. That was the best. If you sat there and were like, actually, it was fucking bullshit because nobody gave Sting the cue to blah, blah, blah. So it ended like, they'd probably call you negative. They'd say you're being negative, like, it's like, no,
because
like
that just shows there's no, people say there's no communication and backstage is a shit show and it's not organized. I mean, it clearly that's another example of why.
Well, I think that's all going to change when Sasha Banks comes to town.
Oh yeah, definitely. She is definitely a team player.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks is a team player. She's definitely trying to improve the product. She's going to bring big business.
Big BUSINESS.
Money sign.
SS.
So
Money.
you didn't watch Dynamite this week.
No, I completely skimmed over it. The only thing I know that happened is that Okada wrestled, and I know that Ospreay is, despite my best guesses, alive and walking and wrestling again.
The few notes that I had, the show got a really good rating only because of the main event, which was Will Ospreay defeating Kyle Fletcher in another 20-minute,
dump them on their head type of.
Kyle Fletcher, who is like has a whole 1.5 feet and like 50 pounds on Will Ospreay as well. I never realized he was so much bigger. He got bigger. I don't know. I don't even remember. There was an impromptu Joe and Strickland versus Undisputed Kingdom. They made short work of Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. There's an FTW match. Hook defeating Brian Cage. So 300-pound muscle monster Brian Cage gets choked out by a 180-pound Hook. String bean man. And it was all trash and plunder in this fucking match because it was FTW rules.
Hook's all boots. Do that. He's all boots.
It's good to do this all earlier in the show, so everything after just looks like shit as well.
Right, of course. Classic strategy.
Kill Switch defeats Matt Menard in 2 minutes. Christian was really funny on commentary during this. I'm trying to interweave with my notes here.
Christian doing some of the best work of his life.
They went backstage at one point and it showed the Bucks and they were mocking Tony Khan. They were like, "Thanks, guys. We have a it was just they fucking nailed it.
Hell
bro.
yeah.
They fucking nailed it. They're like, we're gonna make our huge announcement in the ring instead." And then it led to the Okada thing. They did also show Kyle O'Reilly, shit promo in the back with Renee, still looking homeless. He had a white shirt on that had these weird, green patterns, purposely on them, but it looked like trash juice. So with the hair and the beard and just his look and the shirt, he looked even more homeless. It's really.
That's the name. That's his new wrestling name, Trash Juice.
Yeah, just no self-awareness.
Or is it long-term storytelling?
Long-term storytelling. Rihu, 80-pound Rihu,
finally
defeats 200-pound Chris Statlander.
Wow,
muscle mama, Chris Statlander.
She's in a weird, stupid thing with Stokely Hathaway and Willow, right? They're burying them, basically.
Yeah. And then Willow Nightingale's going to face next week at Big Business. Willow Nightingale's going to go one-on-one with Rihu.
Yes.
And now Rihu is going to defeat her as well. Rihu, 80-pound Rihu is going to defeat 240-pound Willow Nightingale.
She's got the high-flying capabilities, Joe, and the leverage. It's all about leverage.
Okada joins the Elite. Fire
yeah.
Kenny Omega. We covered that already. And Darby came out and had a promo.
He's like, I'm probably going to die. There's a good chance I might die.
He relinquished the tag titles. He also came out with Sting's bat. But earlier in the show, Chris Jericho had a bat.
But that wasn't Sting. That was Chris Jericho's bat, though.
And then the Bucks had bats a few weeks before that. So everyone just gets a bat now.
Right.
So when you have Sting's bat and Sting bestows you with his bat, his imbued prestigious bat,
Right.
it means nothing.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything because
Available on AEWshop.com.
yeah, because everyone owns a fucking bat. So good job with that. And then Jay White came out, and then they went at it to hype up their match for next week.
Darby
so next
Allin,
week looks good though for big business.
Big business. B-U-S. Darby Allin, very, very
I gotta have the
interesting.
things on my hand, like for Sasha.
I'll get the glasses. Party
You
City.
gotta do the thing like on the rope, like this thing.
Darby Allin, very interesting because he's like, hey, I want to be a wrestler so bad that I'm going to become homeless. I'm going to go so all in on my dream of becoming a professional wrestler, somebody that kids can look up to, somebody that Gigi Dolan will love forever. I'm gonna go homeless. I'm gonna wipe my butt with Buffalo Wild Wings hot sauce. I'm gonna live a hard and horrible
Planet Fitness
life.
showers, take showers at the Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness.
Cook the chicken in the Planet Fitness
hot plate on
hot
the
plate.
Planet, in the sauna of Planet Fit. Right, dedicated his whole entire life, and he's been at the top of his wrestling company, Wrestling with Sting, for 2 years. He spent 10 years chasing this dream, his whole entire life, Joe. And he's finally, after 2 years of breaking in, free of Sting and ready to do whatever. He could become the world champion. And he said, you know what? I'm going to go climb Mount Everest.
I thought he did that already.
I'm going to use every ounce of money and power and influence that I've worked my whole life to achieve to leave the TV show that I'm on and go climb Mount Everest. On a whim, as a gas, just for novelty. The fuck's
You
wrong
get
with
really,
this?
you can die on Mount. How many people have Mount
Don't
Everest
you think
killed?
that climbing Mount Everest is just a rich white people thing now? Don't you just like hook up with a bunch of people who know what they're doing and just walk with them?
Yeah, that's probably more so what it is. I mean, I wouldn't do it by myself, that's for sure, because it gets pretty fucking cold up there, and I'd probably just slip and hit my head, or and end up.
No cell phone signal.
Yeah, ain't no signal up there either, probably.
Yeah, who's gonna TikTok it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get clout. If you're doing this for clout, you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for
No.
other people. And how they feel about you.
So I just find it a little strange that Darby Allin would like.
Well, the guy definitely gets off to like risking his
Right, he's an
life.
adrenaline junkie.
It's crazy. It's crazy that there's some. I mean, there are many people like that. It's just crazy watching it.
But it's like Darby Allin, like you finally achieved the dream of your life, and you just wrestle.
Yeah, like you have like a nice thing going for you.
You have a
like,
nice thing going. You could try to kill yourself on the next wrestling show. Hey, why not go skydiving? For a weekend.
Yeah, but you need a parachute.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's my next stunt.
Without the parachute.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just think that it's a little stupid because it's like, yo, you got a good thing going for you, dude. Like any person would like die to be in your position.
Well, he had Gigi Dolan, and he got rid of that too. So he doesn't seem to be one that likes keeping good things around.
No, he's doing it for her.
Yeah, right.
Did you hear he's gonna wear her like Nazi ring hat on his way up. He's gonna wear her gear.
No, that was the guy she's with now.
But she does have the hat. She has the
Oh,
hat.
the Nazi. Oh, that's right. She has that.
Chelsea Green has that hat too. It's basically like a bedazzled, repurposed,
like Nazi SS officer,
Yeah,
like fucking
Temple of the Hidden.
yeah, Temple of Doom, or
You know who I'm talking about. You know those guys. They're out there. Kyle Fletcher's dads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Austrian guys. Yeah.
Is he Austrian?
We didn't talk fully, so that was pretty much it for Dynamite.
That's all
Dynamite,
the
whatever.
AEW.
I mean, the main event. Well, we didn't cover the scrum. You didn't watch the scrum. You fell asleep.
Yeah,
but
can you just explain to me what was going on with these cups?
So Tony Khan comes out with a cup, a styrofoam cup he's drinking out of, but we can't see what's in it. It's like a kind of like a retro 80s kind of looking cup. And there's another cup in that cup. It's 2 cups stuffed. And he's like drinking out of it, but then he goes to a water bottle and then like drinks out of that
water.
too.
Right. He's got water as well.
Water in a bottle, water bottle, and then he has a beverage in this cup.
And then somehow, so he came out with 2
Time
cups.
passes. He came out with 2 cups. Time passes a little bit. Now 2 cups became 3 cups. Now he's 3 cups stuffed.
What was in those cups?
Well, 2 cups stuffed is apparently like a mixture of over-the-counter cough medicine, I think, and like something else.
Oh, like a lean, like a liquid codeine Sprite Hawaiian Punch. Dude, that sounds delicious.
They write rap lyrics about it, and then the people drink it.
So he went to 3.
Then he went to 3. Yeah, I don't think he went to 4. I was waiting for 4.
All the while still being able to do the water chugging meme as well. Like he was doing it all.
There was something he did where somebody was asking him a question. He was like, hey, like doing this. Like he had a really stupid fucking look on his face at one point about something. The Sting stuff was cool. They kept joking around about like, oh, well, you can always come back. You can always come back. Like, I just felt right. I'm going to leave now. Oh, you can still come back. Oh, I like he tried to make him stay to like all in and shit, Who else came out? Joe was the first one out, and he had amazing.
Good for him. I didn't see any clips of that. Probably because he was just being cool and normal. He didn't meme himself.
Sting was fine, and then Tony Storm was just like annoying.
Yeah, you're over it. I saw that a clip where Darby came out and did the press conference, and like.
Well, Darby was there with Sting, yeah.
Oh, okay. So and Tony Khan was like,
he's like, I'm climbing Mount Everest on blood. He's like, well, don't do it before the match.
Yeah, and he's like, what match?
Like, what? What match?
And Tony Khan's like, you're gonna fight Jay White at Big Business. He's like, oh, great.
Oh, I thought I was gonna be off for like the rest of the month. Just walk around with a bat,
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Hey, best of luck to Darby Allin. I would be so crazy if he died doing this Mount Everest, but I don't think he's gonna. He'll be fine.
I mean, hold on. How many people have died on Mount Everest?
Well, I feel like that's a bad stat because like
330.
Yeah, but I mean that's like before they had like knowledge.
Oxygen.
Yeah, and oxygen. Yeah. Somebody just tried to walk. Most of those people just tried to walk up it.
Most common causes of death: 29% avalanche, 23% fall.
Okay, all right.
27% other.
Whoa.
10% acute mountain sickness, and 11% is exposure frostbite.
Wow, so you could survive everything and then just get acute mountain sickness and just pass away.
I wonder what acute. Oh, you mean acute mountain sickness as in like wildlife, like bit by a snake or something? Is that what that is?
No, I think that's like your body rejects the altitude and you fucking all your organs go inside out.
Oh, altitude sickness. Okay. Physical distress from difficulty adjusting to lower oxygen, primarily in high altitude. Okay.
It's like, dude, why don't you just, like...
Well, I guess other would be a snake bit.
You know what his problem is?
Or murder.
He doesn't have drugs. Like, he wants to go climb Mount Everest. He's just do drugs for a weekend, sleep it off, come right back, get back to wrestling.
Here's some more stats. Deaths on Everest. How did they happen? 20 deaths happen ascending in the summit bid, 90 descending from the summit.
Oh, wow.
11 happened from
coming back down. That's so sad.
Maybe because of the avalanche, or you're just so tired at that point.
Yeah, you tried to do it on like a sled.
Yeah, bobsled. Expedition evacuation, 11 deaths. Route preparation. 120 deaths.
Oh, right. But that's what I'm saying, Joe.
What is route preparation?
That means like,
you're at home and die?
You
like
know
they
what
haven't prepared.
Right. I mean, that's what
I thought they were at home Googling and then died. They were preparing for the bout.
Right? Like it's.
This is not very vague. I have a lot of questions. Thankfully, you're here. But this is very vague.
Yeah, I could bring all of this to light for you. I could really put this all into context.
36 deaths at base camp, and 6 deaths en route to base camp.
But you see, that it's like you could have caught the thing that was going to kill you by the time you get back to base camp. You die. It doesn't mean that you died at base. It doesn't mean that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, he's certainly got an uphill battle, but you know what? He's beaten Powerhouse Hobbs, so you know.
Larry said the Yeti.
Fucking just crush your skull and eat you. Yeah, they're all frozen up there.
Yeah, a wampa.
Yo, I mean, isn't that it? Really is like the most ex-boyfriend thing to do. It's like like
slain up there, frozen from a cute mountain dick.
Like your ex gets married, so you go climb Mount Everest. You try to one-up her, you know. It's like your ex marries an actual Nazi. I'm gonna climb Mount Everest. I'm gonna show you.
He's still hung up on Priscilla Kelly.
Right. He's just doing this so that she goes like, "Be safe." He's gonna cancel. She's not gonna text him. He's gonna cancel the trip, or he's gonna go get Mountain Dick and die.
Mountain Dick. All right, let's talk about WWE real quick.
He's like, "Hey, Priscilla, I don't know. You know, we haven't spoken in a while, but like, you know who I'm best friends with now.
I saw you transformed into a wonderful being.
You know, I'm hanging out with Sting now. If you want to, maybe we should like.
I thought Darby's married now. Isn't he married now?
I don't know.
Pretty sure he got married.
He's married to adrenaline.
He's married to this business, brother.
Yeah, it's like Sting hanging out with being Sting's best friend wasn't cool enough for her, so he's trying the next thing.
Yeah, I look up Darby Allin wife, and only Priscilla Kelly stuff comes up. So he's still married to her this day.
Yeah, he constantly updates his own Wikipedia to say that he is.
Yeah, Zach Wentz. Zach Wentz has no idea, even though Zach is engaged also to her as well.
Right, it's a whole thing.
So Raw was from San Antonio, Texas this week. I got a medium-ish 7 rating like it always does. I'm sorry. Can you tell me what happened on SmackDown? I didn't watch the Bloodline. I didn't watch this thing. Was there a lot of this?
Yo, they are dragging The Rock right now. I can't believe The Rock's agreeing to all this.
I saw The Rock. I saw they put red eyes on the Brahma Bull.
Oh, it's long-term storytelling, Joe. Those little details. See, when he was good, the eyes were blue.
And he's bad now. The red
eyes. So his sleeveless Gucci vest shirt grew sleeves this week. It's growing. It's like the symbiote, Joe. The Versace shirt. It started out as just like a necklace. And then like 2 weeks ago, it was like a vest shirt. Now that vest shirt has grown sleeves, Joe. Soon it will be buttoning itself, and soon it's gonna be a romper that he wears to the ring. But so he comes out. He's got the Versace shirt, and yeah, it was a 40-minute segment.
Whoa.
Yeah, The Rock went through. Well, to be fair, the Bloodline came out first. Did the first segment. Roman did the first segment by himself, and they went to commercial, and then they brought out The Rock, and they're sowing the seeds of dissension. I'm a little worried. I think that they might fumble this because it's getting a little too complicated. But like Roman was trying to get Arizona to like acknowledge him at SmackDown, right? And he's like, acknowledge me. He's like, if that's the best you could do, I'm gonna fucking leave right now. And he goes, acknowledge me. And they do it louder. And he goes, all right, Paul, fire up the jet, call the fucking private, cars and whatnot. We're getting the fuck out of here. This appearance, I've met my appearance, need.
Quota.
Yeah, I'm done. I met my agreement. I'm done. And then Paul's like, no. Roman's like, what the fuck you talking about? We're getting the fuck out of here. We're going to go eat sushi on the jet. And Paul's like, we still have to bring him out. He's coming. And this is
Oh yes.
yeah. And it was Versace Rock came out.
I was like, if you smell, like, and the music hit right away.
Well, they went to commercial.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
then they came back and they hit it right from the commercial. They hit If You Smell. And he came out and, you know, he's got a little rust. He's a little rusty, Joe.
Yeah, he's been rusty.
Yeah, I mean, he was really like kind of losing his place. He'd be like, "Oh, that walking clown shows Seth Rollins," and then he'd be like, "That." And then he would like say the last line. He would say the last part of the last line again to like remind himself where he was, kind of. So he was like repeating a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and
Maybe
like,
so he's even more rusty as a heel. You mean?
Yeah, he kind of was.
Where
And
so like the face shit is just.
Don't.
you're unplugged.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
He's like, usually his face stuff would be just like, oh, you are a donkey doo-doo butt. This side says donkey, that side says doo-doo butt.
But the best, and you know, he botched it. He goes, and it's so lowbrow too. It's so like low hanging fruit. It's like, did you know that statistically, Phoenix, Arizona has the highest rate of cocaine and methamphetamine use? Blah blah blah. And he's called.
Oh, that's why. Oh, there was like an apology or something made.
Well, that's what he said, and then he called them like meth head Marys and cocaine cowboys. And, you know, went through the thing, and, you know, he issued the challenge. And it makes no sense. Cody Rhodes challenged him one-on-one, so he's like, well, how about this, Cody? On night 1, it's going to be a tag match. You and Seth Rollins versus me and Roman. And if you guys win, then the bloodline is banned from ringside the next night. But it's like, well, and even, like, Roman Reigns' face said it all for us. He's like, what? Why? Like, why are you issuing that challenge, you know? So they're sowing seeds of dissension between The Rock and Roman. Then The Rock was about to do the sign-off if you sell obligations. That's what the word I was looking for, Urka. Thank you. Then he was like, if you smell, dramatic stop. Roman stopped.
Turn it down. Oh, no.
Roman stopped The Rock. Stopped him from doing the sign-off. And he was like, listen, this is all well and good, but I need one thing from you. Acknowledge me. So he asked The Rock to acknowledge him, which is dope. This is great stuff. I mean, it's nowhere near the shit that they were doing with Sami Zayn at this time last year, but the bloodline is still the most interesting thing with the best actors, even though they're not all very good actors at all, but so he asked Roman to acknowledge him. Roman does acknowledge him. I, The Rock, acknowledge you, Roman Reigns, as the head of the table. You know? And it's like, oh, fuck yeah. And then he goes, now go home and smoke some more crack. If you smell.
Wow.
And when he tells the fans, it's just the delivery. He was like, you guys don't understand. We're doing the match, and I acknowledge Roman Reigns, and you people don't understand. That's family. Now go home and smoke some more crack. Yo, it was awesome. It was so awesome. And the promo wasn't that great. He's very long-winded.
Yeah.
But when he...
40 minutes, I can imagine, yeah.
Right before he hits If You Smell, he goes, now go home and smoke more crack. But then on Raw... Okay, so that's basically what happened on SmackDown, Joe.
Yeah, all right.
With The Rock. But Raw opened up with Cody and Rollins, and they are fucking...
So Cody and Rollins weren't on SmackDown?
No, they were not.
Okay.
But
That's
they're
all
gonna
that
be.
segment
They're
was.
going to Smack. They're gonna go.
Yeah, I thought they were.
Front this Friday, Joe. Tomorrow night, Cody and Seth are going to SmackDown. They're gonna put their money where their mouth is, and they're going to confront The Rock and Roman Reigns face
I gotta
to face.
start watching. I'm going to this fucking show, so I should probably start watching, right? So they opened the show. It wasn't Gunther versus Dom first. It was a promo first.
Oh, you know, I don't remember. But the point is that, just a continuation of Friday, Rollins and Cody came out, and Rollins fucking buried The Rock, dude.
Well, what's going on with this, first of all? Because Rock's still doing this?
So that's another thing. On Friday, they all did it, and he did this.
And
he,
Heyman
like,
apparently was like...
And nobody self-corrected himself. So
Oh.
1 second it's like this, then he's like, whatever. And everybody online is saying like, oh, it's a signal. It's just like the eyes. The eyes were blue, now they're red. He's going like this because that means L. That means Roman's first L. The Rock's a double agent. And Paul Heyman knows something. I was like, I'm looking at this shit.
Yeah, because Heyman was like looking at him, right? So
I don't know. I'm looking at this discussion and I'm thinking like, nah, I think The Rock just, yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's rusty and he just is botching.
Yeah, he's just botching. He's just, he hasn't been watching. He's not like us. He's a huge movie star. He's like, hey, what am I doing? Oh, I'll throw the fingers up. And he just, and then he probably
put
did
a one up and he just does that. Yeah.
And he probably did it on Friday and then went, oh, fuck. Yo, but then Rollins on Monday went like this, the bloodline. And he like made fun of him. and like Cody and him are like dragging The Rock. Like, oh, The Rock did a 20-minute, like Cody Rhodes goes, oh, you posted a 16-minute fucking Instagram clip telling me, F my story. Then you deleted it. And then 2 minutes later, you posted the 21. You blessed us with the 20. He's like dragging him. Because it's true. Yeah. It's like The Rock is kind of out of touch, posted a 21-minute fucking like promo from his backyard. It's kind of like a bad look.
What the fuck was that? What was that? When was that posted?
That was posted on Thursday.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I gotta catch up.
Just between me and you.
Been busy. I've been too much of a Final Fantasy, bro.
He goes, Cody, just between me and you, fuck your story. That's what he said on Instagram. But they're dragging him, and there's like, and then Cody on Twitter was like, he put that meme where it's like, sorry that, it's like the response when somebody sends a text that's too long. I'm happy for you. Or sorry that happened. Either way,
yeah, it's like, damn, I'm sorry for you, but I'm happy for you though. Either way, I'm not reading all that.
Yeah, either way, I'm not reading. Right, so that was Cody's response on
Too long to read. I usually say TLT read TR.
Yo, I couldn't believe, and then like Rollins is calling him Diarrhea Dwayne, and he's saying like, and like Cody Rhodes is like, oh yeah. The Rock thinks he's so cool. He called everybody in Arizona crackheads. Like, yeah, like, hello, what's up, 2004 humor? And Rollins is like, oh,
dragging him, brother.
The Rock made wrestling cool again. Thank God The Rock came back because we were really struggling without him. Like The Rock made the wrestling cool again. It's like The Rock hasn't been cool in 20 years.
And it's all in like, wait, so
burying him.
Seth was saying that the whole time, or they both were kind of going back.
Cody did the thing about the 16 minutes, deleted it, posted the 20 minutes director's cut. And Cody did have the too long to read tweet, which was very funny. And then Rollins was calling him Diarrhea Dwayne and saying like, because The Rock on Friday said like, wrestling's cool again and you got to thank me. And so Rollins like kind of like did that. But like, I don't know. The stories are that The Rock is in with his writers and like he's kind of like a little bit of a big time movie star now. And like, I don't know, he's sitting at home. They're all making fun of him. He's the butt of the joke. Like, he's like the old geezer that they're all making fun of, dude.
This is great. I've been missing out.
He's throwing up the L and then the 1, and everybody's like memeing him and saying he's an idiot. It's like he's probably like fuck these wrestling fans, dude.
Yeah.
And Cody was like, oh, The Rock, like, you don't understand what hard work is. You haven't had to work hard. You've been the chosen one. Probably the last time you had to work hard was when you had those $7 in your pocket you keep talking about. They fucking dragged this guy's ass, dude. I don't even know. You can't be happy.
That's heat, brother. That's good heat.
And he's just such a bad fucking look for him because Cody challenged him one-on-one, and then he responded with like, oh, well, we'll do a tag match. He like looks like a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He's like, oh, we'll
it kind of makes him look like shit, yeah.
And what, they're going to lose the tag? And like, I just don't want it involved. Like, why do we have to have a tag match? Why do we have to include The Rock? The Rock should have just been in the corner of Roman. Like, there shouldn't be a tag or whatever. I don't know. Also, You know
Well,
what's
they
gonna
changed
happen.
plans. I mean, well, a lot. Like I said, I always go back to how a lot of shit got fucked up the last month,
Yeah.
or
Well,
a month and a half, due
I'll
to
tell you this.
injuries and Vince and all that shit.
If, all the fans were so fucking mad that The Rock was going to replace Cody, if The Rock, because there's this discussion now that maybe The Rock's a double agent and he's going to turn on Roman and teach Roman a lesson about, like, family and respect, right?
Mm-hmm.
If The Rock helps Cody win the championship at WrestleMania, that is as bad, if not worse, than The Rock taking the match from Cody initially. Do you agree?
If Rock helps Cody beat Roman, then that's worse than Rock taking the spot.
It's the same. It's like it's the
You
same
mean, like,
thing
'cause
to be
it's
mad
like-
about. Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, it's a lot of back and forth and
but like I just hope that
contradictory sort of booking.
I hope that they're smarter than that though, because it's like the fans to their credit were like, no, we don't want The Rock, we want Cody, right? So like, good job, fans.
We want Liv Morgan.
Right, Liv Morgan. But
Yeah, how's that
if The
working out?
Rock helps Cody win, the same injustice has been carried out.
Yeah.
Except the fans will it's not obvious enough for the marks to realize.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, whoa, yeah, he was a double agent to L. It meant he was going to turn on him. It meant the eyes. Look at the eyes. The eyes are blue again.
It's the Bullet Club.
Right. So, like, that's just what I was
yeah.
thinking. I was kind of thinking, like, man, The Rock might. Because, like, what's the end game for him? He's got to come out on top. He's got to be the fucking coolest guy at the end, right? Otherwise, why do it? So he helps Cody, and he raises Cody's hand. And everyone goes fucking ape shit. And The Rock gets to feel important and be a baby face in the end. To me, the same selfish injustice would have been carried out if that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little worried that that's going to be the thing.
I don't think they even know right now. It's going to change 5 more times from now. I'm looking at the rest of this. I'll just kind of quickly go through it. Doesn't look like anything really. Only thing I heard anything about was the Gunther Dom Mysterio match. He lit him the fuck up. Every time he chopped him, he like did the in and out bump.
Right, he did the inside
and
out
just-
every bump.
Yeah, instead of just getting chopped, he was like chop and then like fucking all the way around. Yeah. So apparently that was like a decent match to see him get destroyed. But yeah, it doesn't seem like they know what's going on with Intercontinental yet. I maybe they do. They
There
just
was
have guys.
a little clarity shed.
Oh, was it? Okay.
First of all, it was very funny because you remember I told you that McAfee memed himself out by dancing to Jey Uso, but then Gunther like stopped him.
Yeah.
So this time Gunther came out and Pat was on the top of the table going like this. He was like, and like Gunther like looked at him and Pat was like, you know, like well behaved, and like Michael Cole's like, oh Pat, you're such a suck up. He's like, no, I'm not. He's like, I hate this guy, Dom. Yeah, kick his ass, Gunther.
Yeah.
And like he was
he's
like yelling at Dom, and then like Dom threw his gum at Pat McAfee, and it was like a cool little funny thing that.
He did it for mommy.
Right, he did you see the clip of Dom Mysterio
Yeah.
like in the hospital bed? Like, I was trying to impress you, mommy. I did it for mommy. So what they're gonna do is there's going to be a gauntlet match to see who becomes the #1 contender for the IC.
And it's going to be all those guys.
Right, it's and Ricochet, like they kind of threw him in there too because Ricochet was like the last champion before Gunther, I guess, 5 years ago or whatever. So it's Ricochet, Gable, Jay, Sami Zayn,
Dom.
Dom, and maybe like one of the fucking Viking Raiders or something.
Yeah, probably Hanson or somebody.
I think that's who it is. I'm not sure if Dom's in it or not, but
Okay. Well, that's fine. What do you think is going to win, Jay or Chad?
I think they're probably gonna do Gable. I think that they missed the boat because when the Gable thing was hot, that was the time to have him beat Gunther. And now to like try to reheat that after a while, I don't know. I mean, they have enough time. Put a bunch of
Especially
video
with
packages.
him in cahoots with someone who's got a lot of negative heat around her right now.
Oh, right. The most hated
the model they call her. That's what
Maxine
Cornette calls
Dupree.
model girl.
So yeah, I mean,
Rotten.
I was a little disappointed that the way that they decided to settle this was the gauntlet. Gauntlet, because a gauntlet is not a fair. You know what's a fair way to do it, Joe?
An 8-man scramble,
A tournament.
Oh yeah, tournament. Yeah, a tournament. Yeah, they don't like tournaments in the WWE.
No, but
so.
you know, like a nice little IC number one. Like the scramble is basically like the Royal Rumble. The gauntlet is a Royal Rumble. It's the luck of the draw.
Oh yeah. Also on the show was Sami Zayn defeats Ivar. So yeah, I mean that's more intercontinental folk together.
Oh, and Michael Cole finally got to wear the antlers. Do you know about this?
No.
So like the manager Valhalla.
Yeah, the one that looks like she smells.
Yeah. So she wears. I don't know. I guess it started at Royal Rumble. Michael Cole is like unhealthily, almost in like a weird kink. It almost feels like Vince McMahon is writing this. That Michael Cole loves when this woman wears these antlers. And when she doesn't come out wearing these antlers, he goes, she's not wearing the antlers. And when she does, he goes, yippee! And makes a whole thing out of it.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, through some way or the other, they talk about it every single fucking time. And the woman hopped on the desk and placed the antlers on Michael Cole's head. And he flipped out and was like, it was the time of his life. It was like the highlight of his career that he got to wear this woman's antlers. And there's like a selfie circulating. I'm surprised you haven't seen it.
No. Yeah, I haven't really been on my phone. You can't be on your phone and a PlayStation 5 controller at the same time.
That's right. You don't want to see any spoilers for the game that you've played hundreds of times.
Yeah. It's a different story, brother.
They're expanding.
It's an alternate dimension, brother. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything else. Andrade is back and already had 3-minute matches, so good for him.
Beat the shit out of him. Whoever the guy he fought was.
Apollo Crews.
Yes, he fought Apollo Crews. And
Good for Apollo Crews doing what he loved.
Yeah.
Nia Jax defeats Becky Lynch.
Now Apollo Crews, that's a guy who's got enough time to go climb Mount Everest.
Yeah. I'm just happy to be here. Yeah, it looks like the same matches, blah, 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 whatever. And then Drew defeats Jey Uso.
And
in the main
it's
event.
looking like we might get a triple threat here. I think we're going to get a Daniel Bryan-esque shoehorning in of Liv Morgan into this.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's looking that way.
Into Becky and Rhea?
I think, well, I mean, she definitely seems to be shoehorning herself into this Nia thing. But the Nia thing is just like a stepping stone for Becky on the way to Rhea, right? So, but Liv is hanging around. They're trying to get the Liv movement.
Yeah. The simps. The simp
The
movement,
simp
man.
movement.
It's always the simps.
Who's a worse women's wrestler from New Jersey? Deonna Purrazzo or Liv Morgan?
Right, Liv, because Liv, there's no like impact with Liv. Deonna at least got some meat on her and she can strike it and shit.
I think I'd rather hang out with Liv Morgan though.
Oh,
I feel like Liv Morgan parties hard.
She smokes weed, that's for sure.
That's right. She took the fall from Maxwell, brother.
And then that does it for, I guess, all programming stuff. There was something I wanted to ask. Did you see Drew McIntyre trolling those fans?
I've seen, I know what you're talking about, but could you tell me what happens? Because I haven't actually watched it. I know what you're talking about, though.
He was in his Escalade or whatever, and he's pulling out of a venue, and he's like kind of like pulling out a lot, and there's all these like fences where all these fans are at, and he's like just laughing at them, and they're all like, fuck you, and then he starts blasting Cult of Personality, and he's like, bunch of mocks. Bunch of mocks.
He's awesome. Like, what happened to him that he's just like cool now?
He's always been great.
Yeah, but he's like
he was always been great after he got back from Evolve, when he went back to the, like, he became good in Evolve. He was throwing around Darby Allin in Evolve. And then when he came back to the E, then I think he's been underutilized since he came back. It was still underutilized, but then once he got the Mania win, it's only been steady rise.
Yeah. But he's definitely.
It's just he got a bad COVID thing, a bad beat with that, and then now it's like, okay, well, we can turn this into this.
Yeah, well, and I think that he probably, if he was going to be a talking head on his own AEW, or if he was going to be a talking head on his own A&E documentary, he'd probably say, "Oh, I took that frustration that I had from the COVID mania.
I'm not a religious man, but I prayed for this, and it happened."
So yeah, I took a lot of my frustration. I wasn't too happy about CM Punk coming to the WWE. I took a lot of my
him.
Yeah.
The boys in the back got a bet going.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's fucking dope. So congratulations, Drew McIntyre, on being dope now. Congratulations, Darby Allin, on
his last match is coming up.
His last match.
So we'll be reviewing Big Business next week. With apparently Sasha
SINESS.
Money. Money. How do you think they're gonna do this Sasha Banks thing?
Well,
are they just going to open the show?
Maybe
like
money.
There's no one talking about it. There's no buzz whatsoever.
And
it's not like the Punk thing where it was like, oh, like everyone was like so fucking ready.
Right,
for
and
it.
within the first within the first microsecond of CM Punk's music being hit, you know what song it is. It's like they're gonna open up the shows and be like, money. Everyone's gonna be like, huh?
Yeah, it's not like it's not like her like WWE theme that everybody knows.
Right.
You know, you're probably gonna have to throw it in a segment somewhere, like a women's segment.
I think she's just gotta.
She's got an ego and just come out at the beginning of the show.
I want to do it like CM Punk.
I'm bigger than CM Punk.
Money.
Oh yeah, I'm bigger than CM. I've wrestled 3 times in 3 years. I'm bigger.
That's a good idea.
Then she goes like this with the fan. What are you? What's going on?
Well, what do you think? She's definitely gonna botch. She's definitely gonna botch. If she's only on the mic, she's gonna say something. She's gonna stumble or say something that doesn't make any sense. Or say something that sounds really stupid. So, I wish her all the
Urka
best.
says, do you guys think the reason Sammy Guevara got suspended was because Monet is coming? Well, he has to come back eventually.
Monet? Why did he get suspended? Do we know?
They're saying because of Jeff Hardy injury.
Yeah, but shit happens. This ain't ballet, brother.
I mean, he has to come back eventually. So
maybe he'll just go climb Mount Everest, never to be heard from.
What's
again.
the dynamic in the back with that?
Hey, sorry about that joke. I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I was young and dumb. I'm a father now. I knocked up this other woman now, so you're.
I knocked
okay.
up. You're good. You're good.
I'm not gonna. Hey, good on you, Jeff Hardy. Good on you. Way to be Jeff Hardy.
Don't you hear that riding? All right, what else? You want to talk about anything else? We're good. We're way over today. Way over. Went way over. It was a good show, though.
It was a good show. We got lost in the sauce a little bit.
It's all right.
I'm a talker. No
problemo. No problemo.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. We don't know why Sammy got suspended. And we talked about everything that we wanted to.
And we'll talk about Big Business next week and more WWE stuff and more Dark Side. And we'll watch Biography. We'll watch all the biographies and we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, I can fuck around with some biographies. They're usually pretty well done. And I would like to catch up on my Dark Side of the Ring as well.
We know where you can find Pat, but you can find me on Twitch and YouTube at the Jedi Joe. I'll be streaming tomorrow.
You're not
around this
going to
time.
just immediately
Go into a stream right now.
yeah.
No.
Now, are you
You can't do this for 2 hours and then jump in there for another 2-3 hours.
That's
Like,
exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go make myself some rice, and I'm
There
going
you go.
to play some fucking. I've finally decided to.
That's because you're playing like big trucker fucking Silent Hill fucking indie games and like shit like that. That doesn't. That's
don't-
like way laid back. Like Final Fantasy. This game is like pretty fucking intense, dude.
Right, you got to pay attention. You got to be like mentally engaged.
Yeah, you got to be like, blum, 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 like doing all these commands, and it's like when I stream it, it's not as optimal because there's a few more millisecond delay between the capture card and what I'm doing, like my inputs.
Right.
So it affects my gameplay.
Well, you guys, if you want to see Joe in this very exact screen, except in the bottom left-hand corner, just going like this. Play.
Oh, no, it'll be in like this corner.
Right.
Here. For that game.
Well.
Yeah, just staring at a screen, vegging out.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then all of a sudden yelling at his cocobos.
His cocobos, yeah. Chocobo.
Way down
Potato.
Cocobo.
Potato.
I've decided that I'm at this very late age going to dedicate my entire life to Warhammer 40K. I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but
Yeah, it's pretty late. But you need all the books and sheets of data.
I need all the sheets of the lore and all of the data. No, I don't even care about all of that. I just saw that you could control an army of fucking dinosaurs. So
yeah,
that's
what good enough for me, brother.
That's all I need, brother. Skip. All right, Joe.
All right.
Pleasure
Thanks
as always.
everybody for hanging out.
Yes.
We'll see you next week, next Thursday, and all other bullies programming.
Yes, and just keep your eye out for all other
You in the
bullies
chat.
programming. And, also start making your Mania plans. Because you got 30.
I already made mine like 2 months ago. So
Well, I'm still hashing mine out. So anybody else who wants to, inquire.
you might be
about-
sleeping in your car, someone's car, right?
I'm renting out Darby Allen's car while he's climbing Mount Everest. I'm going to be sleeping in his car. He listed it as an Airbnb. So
yeah.
yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make your Mania plans because you got a wild Thursday night and you got a more refined, classy 3
Do we know if
hours.
anyone else is coming to that show? Do we know if anyone else has shown any interest in coming to that show?
No, not really. Only people who.
Do we know anyone else on the East Coast besides like who actually do the shows?
No, not really. I mean, Prince maybe might come on down, but he's now.
Like, do we know anyone else going to Mania besides like the hosts?
Anybody going to Mania besides hosts and wrestlers? Yeah, I know like a few people from like the Midwest who I know through like bullies who are going to be in town who's hit me up to hang.
Yeah,
They
as
don't
long
watch
as
the
they're not
program though.
Yeah, if they're I mean, I want to say that's a complete no, but I mean, I also don't want any vagrant coming through my girl's house and shitting on the floor or something.
No vagrants. So homeless Jimmy's a no. I can't.
Yeah, I would say homeless Jimmy's a no. I would say anyone on the XPW roster is also a no.
I'll get the signs made up. I'll get the section. I'll get signs for the seats.
I was kind of hoping I had something here.
All right. Well, on behalf of Jedi Joe from the flagship show, Here Comes the Lame Pro Wrestling Podcast, I'm PK with the Boulevard Bullies. Follow the real Jedi Joe on YouTube and Twitch for video game content as spoken about on this show. Right?
It's at the Jedi Joe. The real Jedi Joe is only Instagram.
Oh, see, what the fuck do I know? At
It's just this, this name, the Jedi Joe, the Jedi Joe on YouTube.
Twitch.
Oh, I'm finally going out of focus. I think it was pretty good the whole show.
I love these lights too.
I'm working on it. There was a lot of shadow on my face. I noticed.
I
But
love
I'll
your
work on it.
SmackDown versus Raw 2005
Yeah.
lights.
I didn't realize that, but yeah, I noticed this right in below.
Yeah. I mean, you got SmackDown and you got Raw. It's perfect. And you got right in the center, over the heart, Hogan's Beast Shop, where it deserves to be.
Yep.
All right, y'all. See you guys next week. Out of time. Bye-bye.
Oh, so cursed, may you burn in hell forever, 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 forever.
Boulevard.